Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's me, Sweet Melody Media, and you have their Game Changer. Oh, Game Changer's still busy. Okay. Well,
Yeah, my bad.
anyway.
I had no, I'm not busy. I had you on in the back. I apologize.
Oh, it's okay. Yeah, I know you're always running around doing things, but I'm gonna start the intro again. Hey, everybody! It's me, Sweet Melody Speaks of Sweet Melody Media, and we have
Game changer 00100.
and we are Checkmate. So, if you haven't, make sure you hit the like button on the way in. Also, share on your platforms, and don't forget to subscribe if you are new. So, yeah, I'm feeling our new little hashtag checkmate. How about you, GC?
Yeah, I like it. It was creative.
Yeah, very creative. And this is going to be our thumbnail from now on. The thumbnail you guys see here. So make sure you guys are checking that out. Like when y'all see that pop up in the algorithm, just know Checkmate is about to go live. So, GC, what's going on?
So we've been sending shorts back and forth to try to pick ones that we think will make a good show. You sent me some, I sent you some. So today we're going to go over it with the two of us, review, do whatever. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, guys. So, get your
And I look
popcorn.
forward to that. Seems like fun. Yeah.
Oh yeah, me too. I'm definitely excited about this because we know you are the king of reviews. That's your style.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. So, yeah, Checkmate is basically, Sweet Melody Speaks playing chess with GC. That's pretty much what it is. So, get ready, grab your popcorn, get your wine. If you drink alcohol, get your liquor because we're about to really entertain you. So,
Okay.
it's like, okay. All
No,
right.
I was agreeing with you. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, definitely. So, before we start, I want to say hi to the early birds. We have Josiah the Mod. Salute to you. Haven't seen you in a while. He says, likes, please. So it's very important that you guys are hitting that like button because you will get me into the algorithm and I will get more viewers. So make sure you guys hit that like button. Also, we have Courtney Austin. Salute to you. She says, are you okay? I never understand why you ask me the things you ask me, but yes, I'm okay, Courtney.
Well,
Thank
she follows up on the next comment.
Oh, because melodies are are dying because of music sucks. What inspirations is? Can you read that? It's killing my
The
brain.
inspiration is floss everywhere, everywhere, and hell is an echo chamber of the world. Don't really know what that is, what she's getting at.
Yeah, me neither. I'm trying to figure it out, but I can't. But no offense to you, Courtney, but I can never understand when you write things in the comments. But thank you anyway. Thanks for coming. Then we also have Madara Uchiha. Salute to you. He says, I see a sweet, cute girl on the panel. Why, thank you. I appreciate it. He also says, hey to you, GC.
What's up? What's up?
And then we have Chris G. What's up, family? He says, hit the like button on the way in. Make sure you guys are doing that. It's very important. All right, so let's get started. What do you have?
Okay, so let's look at the first one. See what we got here.
Okay, let me stop the music. That would be nice. Okay.
Okay, so give me a moment.
Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, GC. I tried to mod you back up in StreamYards, but it wouldn't let me for some reason.
No
So,
worries.
yeah.
I'm trying to get home from a late shift here, son.
All you got, old man.
You mind if
Why don't we just pair up?
I'm not into touching, okay? I'm not, let me put that out front. I'm no touching, no touching.
no touching? I won't touch you. I was paired up with Isaac. He was like, no touching. I was like, oh, this is gonna be fun.
The music will start, the boys will turn around. So,
Right.
gentlemen, let's turn. Gorgeous. And then we start walking.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 3, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then maybe let's look at the gentleman. Gentlemen, you guys can acknowledge us. Ooh, who is this? Cool.
Oh, I'm
yes.
sorry. I can't do this. I can't do it. I'm sorry. I'm a man of God. I can't do this.
Oh no.
Yeah, I love those people. I pray for them. I would never do anything to hurt them or condemn them. But men are not supposed to dress like women. I'm not going to go along with that. It's time to stand up and be a man of God.
Why don't we just pair up?
I'm
Okay, so basically, for whatever reason, they decided to pair OGs from 3 different races, one Asian, one black, and the other one white. And they decided to have a TS just come up and touch him on the shoulder because they thought that was a good idea. And the black OG was saying, hey, I ain't having this. Like, so in the beginning, it seemed like he tried. Like, oh, I'm not gonna say he tried, but he was really of the mindset of, okay, I'm gonna do it just as long as we don't touch.
Mm-hmm.
But then he turned and he took one look at his face and said, nah, this is some bull. I'm not, I don't want any part of this.
Right. But my question is, why? Like, what was the purpose? What was the point of it?
Well, I don't know if they were filming a commercial or what, but I agree. Like, because why are you selling a product to such a small demographic?
Exactly. And I'm not going to lie, their faces even kind of freaked me out. It's not like they were the ones who looked feminine, It seems like those weren't even, they weren't even trying.
Exactly. Some women or some men who try to transition, they just have the features that don't transition well.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, and they could have hired the ones that do, but then they didn't want people to confuse them for females. So they like, listen, we're going to hire a TS that looks like a TS. We want everybody to know that we deal in backdoor shenanigans.
Right. But I feel OG, the times he came from, there were no TS people dressed like that.
Mm-hmm.
I think he came from a place where you got beat up if you even acted like a woman.
Mm-hmm.
So to him, it's like a generational clash where it's like, okay, this is not from my generation. I'm not with it. This is weird. Don't touch me. He was probably going to do it for the money because he probably was going to get paid good money, but morals came first.
Yeah, he's an actor and he's like, and believe it or not, a lot of people become actors later in life. The father from Friday, he wasn't an actor as a young man. He worked for Ford. But
Right.
later in life, he's like, okay, I'm retired. Let me just do some acting. And it turns out he became a hit, so he made the majority of his money later in life. So I can understand why a retired person would say, hey, let me get this a shot. Worst case scenario, I still get my pension and I make a few bucks. Best case scenario is I become a star. Like the guy that shot Nino Brown on New Jack City. But he's like, listen, I'm not having it. He just said plain up, like, listen, I'm a professional, but Nah, you got. I'm not. This is some old bull. Now,
Yeah.
I don't know if they beat him up back in, because I'm not as old as him, so he's a different generation than I am. I don't know if they beat him up like that. I don't see why they wouldn't. It's something so bizarre, but I will say in my generation in California, it was tolerated, but there was a respect.
Right.
There was a respect. And by respect, it's like, listen, we understand that you are who you are and you're going to be who you're going to be. Have your parade once a year and do your thing behind closed doors. But now they're trying to be more in your face with it. And,
Mhm.
in this commercial or whatever they were shooting is an example of it. We want to be overt with it.
Right. Exactly. But you know, my sister and you are the same age, so you guys came from the same generation. And she actually had a friend who lived right across the street from her who used to come and borrow, girly things from her. So one day I think I told this story, but I'm gonna tell it again. So one day he pretty much came and was like, "Hey, I have a date," and he borrowed some stuff from my sister because he was petite like her. They were like the same size, and he left. And he went missing for a while, and they ended up finding his body in the back of a dumpster at school one. So back then, in your generation, I don't think they were playing. Especially if you tried to trick them, you probably definitely get deleted.
Yeah. Yeah. Tricking people is not, no, there were certain lines and we just asked for respect for the line. Like, I wasn't there. I wasn't getting my haircut when this happened, but my old barber told me the story of how a dude like that, something like that, because they didn't do the whole full on I'm gonna wear a dress thing back in the 90s. They started out doing like little stuff like taking a regular shirt but wearing it like a woman. So it started off subtle. And one of those came into the barbershop. He was telling me the story, and it's regular, he's a paying customer. And then at the end, he pulled his shirt down and asked the barber to cut his chest.
Yikes.
So it's stuff like that. He almost got, I'm not gonna say the A word, but he almost got beat up. That's the best way to put it. He almost got beat up over that, but he got ran up out the shop. Because,
Hmm.
like, listen, you come get your hair cut like everybody else, but don't be stupid. Don't cross the line like that. They've been pushing, they've been testing the line for a long time before they started doing what they're doing now.
Exactly. Um, and you know what's crazy? It's another thing. I think I'm gonna share it too. Did you see the short that posted yesterday?
Is it on that Hangout thread?
Uh, I
Did
don't
you?
think.
Oh, you said you posted it in
Uh,
your YouTube, so you're
yeah,
not sending it to me.
I'm gonna send it because it's a TS speaking the same rhetoric that I was trying to say before when I was doing remember the stream I was doing with Ruby?
Um.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
And she was trying to say that TS women are real women.
Well, see, I don't know. So, which one is the TS woman? Is that a woman trying to be a man, or is that a man trying to be a woman?
It's a transformer woman. So it's a one that's trying to be a woman.
So it's a man trying to be a woman. No, that's a man. In my opinion, that's a man.
Right. And that was the whole debate that her and I was trying to have, but she was so passionate. She was like, "No, they're real women. The mentality of them, and they were born like that. They were born with women brains and all this other stuff." But I don't believe in all that. I feel like you were either born a man or you were born a woman. There's no
Mhm.
such thing as having male parts and being a woman in your brain. I don't believe that. I think that's silly. I think it's dangerous to say because if you're saying that's a real woman, you're pretty much saying it's okay for a straight man to be with her intimate, like, be intimate with her.
Yeah,
So,
that's the next step of
right.
the shenanigans. Yeah.
Right. So it's very dangerous. And it's dangerous for us because how are they women when we're women? It just doesn't make any sense.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So I'm going to send you that short.
All right. Well, let's go to the next one.
Well, it has to do with that. So you don't want to show this?
No. That's at the back. Basically, this is what's called LIFO. It's last in. No. This is FIFO. This is first in, first out. So that goes into the back. That's the back of the line. It's a Q.
Okay. So we'll save it.
All right.
Okay, let's put. All right, I got you, GC.
Okay.
Not make this up.
Excuse me, ma'am. Yeah. Can you please move? Your dress is distracting people. What do you mean by distracting people? This is not a dress to wear to dinner. So I would have to ask you to move. I mean, the restaurant is pretty full unless you want to put me over there by the corner, which I don't want to sit there. So, can you please stop disturbing me? I'm just trying to enjoy my dinner right now. Like, this is getting crazy. Only if you have right. What's wrong with my dress? This is too much. We don't do dresses. So, what do you want me to wear? You want me to wear the uniform that you're wearing right now? Yes. That would be evaluated. Are you kidding me now? Do you even know who I am? I think you're being super disrespectful. Once you find out who I am, you might regret everything that you're saying. Yeah, you're the famous TikToker. We don't want you here. I'm gonna ask you to leave.
I cannot make this up.
Excuse me, ma'am. Yeah. Can you?
All right. So thoughts?
Okay, my thoughts on that. Well, I saw that too. And when I saw it, I was like, let me go through her profile to see what kind of videos she make. And I think she's clout chasing because if you go through her videos, it's like all her videos is like that. And she's like narcissistic. That's the word for it. And she's just like me and I and she just thinks she's a goddess.
Oh, really?
Yeah, if you just go through her videos, you'll see what I'm talking about. Like it's one clip where she's sitting there eating dinner and she's facing this way and she's filming and people aren't even really looking at her. I guess they have to look at her because they're walking by. And she's like, oh my God, they're all looking at me because I'm so beautiful. And
Holy crap.
Yeah. Let me
She actually said that, huh?
Yeah. So I do think she's a clout chaser. I don't think that's real.
Wow. Okay. So basically she's dressing provocatively, hoping and reacting when others are provoked.
Right. For clout.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly. For clout.
Right. That might be real with the lady saying something, but I think she probably was in there like doing something with the dress in order to make them say something. I don't think they're just bothering her for no reason.
Yeah, I mean, I do think that they wouldn't have sat her down. Like she wouldn't have made it that far.
Exactly.
They wouldn't have made it that far. Like when you walk in and you say table for one, if the dress is inappropriate, then the hostess would have said, nope, you can't come in like that. Like some restaurants require that I wear a jacket. So they would have said that immediately. But yeah, so she's doing that. Yeah, she's trying to provoke. And also we don't really know what type of restaurant this is, where, even that is too much. That's too much cleavage. Like they don't want any cleavage at all. Maybe she's in a religious spot or what have you. But she's obviously there to provoke. She had the camera there ready.
That's what I'm saying. All of her videos are like that. She's provoking people. There's actually one clip where she's like, she walks up to a guy minding his own business on a bench. And she's like, hey, can I interview you? And he's like, no, thank you. She was like, okay, cool. I'm going to interview you anyway. And she had the camera in his face and she's talking to him. He was like, please, can you leave? Can you leave my space? And she was like, no. And then she kept talking to him. She wanted to get a reaction out of him.
Yeah.
Like those are the type of videos she's posting on TikTok.
Okay, so she's one of those annoying people. I could picture her being one of those gym chicks that bust it open in the gym and then wait for a reaction.
Right. exactly. So
And then
yeah.
say, "Oh, I can't believe you reacted." Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
Wow. So she thinks, yeah.
If
I
you
mean, I'm not going to call her ugly, but I will say that it's very annoying. It's annoying when a woman calls herself attractive. That I find that very annoying.
I agree.
Okay, let me see if I can do it on this side. Tell me if it buffers or something like that if I try to do it this way. All right, for the next one.
All right.
All right, so we're gonna go to present.
Everybody, make sure you're hitting the like button on your way in. Also, if you are a new viewer, subscribe. And I need my mods to be dropping Game Changers channel. Also, hit the like button. You guys already know what to do, so I'll appreciate it.
All right, ready?
Yes.
What?
Huh.
Shatina.
Mm.
Who is the father?
Don't
Who
start
is
dancing.
the father?
Don't start clowning in
Yes,
here.
no, I ain't.
I asked you at least 3 times. Was there anyone else?
I hope it ain't that who I think. Oh, Lord Jesus. Lord Jesus, help me. Oh, Lord, help me.
Do you know who Jordan's father is, Miss Tisby?
Gotta be that boy. Take the wheel, Jesus.
Miss
Oh,
Tisby,
Lord, help me.
I can see this is making you
Is
very
that
emotional.
boy that,
Do you know where this man is that she's
Nope,
talking
yeah.
about?
I knew.
Does he have an interest in being in her life?
If he tried to, I think I'll put the police on him. Reach out, I'm sorry.
Yes, ma'am.
I will apologize, and I
Yes,
still love you.
Are not the father.
What?
Huh.
Shatina,
Mm.
who is the father?
Don't
Who
start
is
dancing.
the father?
Don't start clowning in
Yes,
here.
no, I ain't.
I asked you at least 3 times. Was there anyone else?
I hope it ain't that who I think. Oh, Lord Jesus. Lord Jesus, help me. Oh, Lord, help me.
Do you know who Jordan's father is, Miss Tisby?
Gotta be that boy. Take the wheel, Jesus.
Miss
Oh,
Tisby,
Lord, help me.
I can see this is making you
Is
very
that
emotional.
boy that,
Do you know where this man is that she's
Nope,
talking
yeah.
about?
I knew.
Does he have an interest in being in her life?
Mm-hmm. If he tried to, I think I'll put the police on him. Reach out, I'm sorry.
Yes, ma'am.
I will apologize, and I
Yes,
still love you.
Are not.
All right. That's crazy, GC.
Now, I played it again because I wanted to get a look at the child. I want to get a look at the child.
Mm-hmm. You think the child look
But
like?
no, the child don't look like him,
Mm-mm.
in my opinion.
Me neither.
But the thing is that why is he with her?
I don't know. She seems a little slow, and she's a big.
Well, the mother seems a little slow, but yeah, the daughter did too. Like, I mean, by the mother, I'm talking about the one that was sitting down saying, "Oh Lord," because she was like, cross-eyed and all, just pure genetic garbage. Like, why would you do that? How desperate do you brothers be that y'all do stuff like that?
We already know. We speak of it all the time. A lot of black men have no standards at all.
Dang. That is horrible. And even if she was, and I doubt it, I truly doubt it, even if she was a PYT, you should take one look at the mother and just see your future. Why in the world would you even, and granted, it wasn't his kid, but why would you even put yourself in a position to where it's a possibility?
See, it would make sense if it was a drunk night at the bar. But,
I don't drink. So, all right, go on. I like where this is going.
right. If it was a drunk night at the bar, he could have woke up like, oh, ish, like, wow, and then been upset about it. But
right.
I can't really tell. whether they're in a relationship or I don't know what it was because they didn't say enough.
So,
Yeah. So that happened.
Oh
That
yeah.
happened. It says, no, I don't need somebody else's income tax refund
Right.
so bad that I'm willing to mess with Big Shirley. That's not what do they call it? Like cuffing season?
Mhm.
I don't know. There isn't a season out there. There isn't like a hibernation season. There isn't a season out there, like this is the season for the big. Like, no, it's never cold. And then you find yourself and then you put yourself on TV. Brothers, you have no shame. This is what I talk about when I say more handsome than the woman is pretty. I see this all the time. I got into an argument on somebody else's show yesterday
Oh, really?
because somebody said that pimps say that that don't go for the one that you want the one that goes for you or something like that, right?
That sounds like some sisterhood stuff.
Exactly. It sounds like some ignore your own wants and desires and focus on what she wants and desires. Like you may want, Jenny, but Maisha wants you.
Hmm.
It's like, okay, well, that works if and only if I want Maisha.
Exactly. But maybe some people feel like they can learn to want them, learn to love them, if that make any sense.
Well, she could learn to be lovable. She could learn to do some crutches.
That's true.
She could learn how to use a trainer.
You know what I think it is? I think
Hold on.
men. Oh, you said hold on.
No, my bad. I was queuing up the next one.
Oh, I was gonna say I think
You
men
got it.
deal. I think men deal with women like that because they have low self-esteem themselves, and they don't have any confidence, and they're afraid that if they mess with a hot chick, let's say like Chloe Bailey or somebody like who looks like that they would probably get cheated on or played. So they rather mess with a woman who they know won't cheat on them and who they know will be there for them because they're just happy that they have a man like him who's more handsome than she is pretty.
Yeah, but the thing about that, Melody, is she did cheat on him. And that was
Yeah,
something else that came up in the discussion. She did cheat on him. So this
absolutely.
whole, you better watch out for those pretty girls because they do this, this, and this. And they all kind of scammers. They was cautioning brothers from dealing with attractive women. And what I'm saying is that dealing with these subpar women, let's just say that, dealing with the subpar women is not a safety net from all the effery that can exist with attractive women.
I agree. Absolutely.
At least with an attractive woman. See, here's the thing. If you're a fish and you know that fishermen exist, you know that fishermen exist in the world, and you know that each and every single morsel of food hides the potential to get you snatched up and messed up. You know that that's a possibility.
Right.
So if that's the case, then, and you got to eat to live, then why not just eat the best food? Like, oh no, don't mess with those worms. That's no, listen. I'm going to eat regardless. If I get snatched up, it'll be, for the most delicious worm that exists, or for the most delicious clam that exists.
Right.
All the food could be bad.
That's true. I agree.
Let's look at another. All right, you sending me more?
Yeah, I'm just sending them.
No, I have like a set amount of time, and we'd be here all day if you come up with every ooh, look at this one. Ooh, look at this one. We'll be here like 8 hours.
Okay. We save them for next time.
Yeah, for next time. So I'm gonna cut off and then hold on. There we go. See that sound is you sending another one.
No, I'm not saying anything. Maybe it's coming in late. I don't know.
All right, let's see what she's talking about.
For me, officer, I'm in the middle of a live broadcast. My name is Jacqueline Suzette Johnson. And why are you looking for me, officer? I never lived in Mesquite, Texas. They're reading me my rights. Yes, I do. No, my wallet is in my hotel room. I no longer live in Texas. I live here. I just got off the phone with the DeSoto police, and they said they don't have no warrant out for my arrest. So what is NCIC?
Anywhere in the state.
For a Class C misdemeanor? That's what I was charged with. Okay, guys, I think I have to go because I think they're going to arrest me. Bye. Are you looking for me, officer?
Thoughts?
Well, first of all, I caught her in a lie because when he first came up and said a warrant from Texas, she said, I never lived in Texas. But then later on, she was like, I no longer live in Texas.
Right.
So,
She no longer lives in Texas, and she mentioned like a particular city or county in Texas, but you
Mesquite.
don't actually have to live in a place to commit a crime there.
That's true.
So she was already setting herself up. This is an obvious ploy, you know, to be the next civil rights victim of something. Like, I am a victim of harassment because I committed this crime and they're arresting me for it. You know, she's not like denying that the crime existed. It was strange. It was strange.
It was very strange. And I do understand why some people might pull out their phone and record when approached by an officer. But if you know you were wrong, you were wrong. I mean, pull out the phone, but don't play dumb like you don't know what you did. You committed a crime. Now do the time. That's all I got to say about that.
Okay, that was a short one. Let me cue up the next one.
Okay. Hey, K Capo, salute to you. We have Dane C in the building. We have the cynical one, salute. Call for President Anthony, salute to you. We have Kevin Murray in the house, salute. 1D Forever, salute to you. And I think that's, and Ray Hanma. Hey. Right. No, that's what I said, Ray Hanma. The phone is for protection, period. But it's okay to pull out a phone, but to sit there and play dumb like you don't realize you committed a crime, like it's something new to you, that's weird. You know, like she must have known she had a warrant.
I get yanked into the bathroom by these two guys, these big jack black guys. They slap the glasses off my face. They pick me up by the shirt and they say, listen, we need money on my books weekly. They tried to extort me. I never sent them the money. I used my brains, and this is where the paying for protection part comes into play. I found guys in prison that were in that unit and I befriended them. It wasn't like, hey, I'm going to give you money to protect me. It was using the fact that I was this young white kid and using the fact that they didn't have much money. So I would buy them commissary weekly. In other prisoners' eyes, it looked as though they were hustling me. These guys that were protecting me were hustling me. So other people wouldn't get involved with that because then you would be knocking off their hustle. So I was giving commissary to these people and they would look after me and no one would bother me because other inmates didn't want to affect these guys' hustles. One day I get.
So what are your thoughts?
My thoughts is he was scared because the two black guys yanked him into the bathroom. So
As he should be.
Right.
He should be.
So he paid for protection. And I don't see anything wrong with that. That's pretty smart. If you
Yeah,
ask
I
me.
agree. I think it's kind of it's okay. This really shows the difference in the way blacks and others do stuff, take care of business, whatever you want to call it. Because really it's the same deal. I know that he thinks that he was playing them, but no, it is the same deal. Basically two black guys smack the glasses off of him and say, give me some commissary every week. And the white guys was like, okay, give me some commissary every week. And he's like, okay, I'll give you some commissary every week. Why? Because they didn't smack the glasses off of him.
Right. They were
It's
nice.
like, brother, you shouldn't have smacked the glasses off of him. And then maybe you would have got the commissary. Like, if you're going to have to pay for protection, which you do for obvious reasons, if you have to pay for protection, then you pay for it from the ones that's going to not treat you like crap. So why did the brothers treat him like crap? Just say, listen, this is the deal. There are dangerous people here. They're rapists. They're murderers. There are dangerous people here. We obviously can protect you in ways you can't protect yourself. So just give me a taste of what your mommy or your wife or your kids, even what your people send you. Give me a taste. Give me a bit of that. And this experience, however long you got, and he's very young, so he probably didn't have much time, however long you got will be a lot more comfortable with our protection than without it. But they couldn't do that. They have to go smacking glasses off people.
Right. I agree. When black guys are in prison and they work out and they're doing a bid, at least 10 to life, 10 years to life, they're working out and they're getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And then they're acting tough. And they think by trying to scare little and young white people, they feel like, or not even white people, but any race, even black people, they feel like because they look intimidating and they want to be mean, they can get what they want. But as we can see, that's not how it goes.
Exactly. There's an alternative at this particular prison,
right?
And they were acting like they had the monopoly. And I'm looking at it from a business standpoint. When I seen that clip, I was like, dang, those brothers lost money because they had to go around smacking customers.
Exactly.
All
they have to do is keep it real with them. Like, look, I'll protect you. Just give me a commissary. That's it. 1, 2, 3.
Obviously with that deal, but the white dudes finessed him so hard that he actually thought it was his idea.
Right.
This is not your idea. Like, oh, they're poor and they don't have commissary, but they got muscles. So no, that is not your idea, sir. They are extorting you the same way. They're just nicer about it. You actually think that they're your friends. They are not. Stop paying and see how much of a friend they are. Like, stop giving them their honey buns every week and see how much of a friend they are. Like, let's not kid yourself. But they were able to make you feel like they made you feel like you were not being extorted. And it doesn't matter. Like, pay for protection protect yourself by any means necessary. Protect yourself when you're in that place,
Right. Because I've heard some horror stories up in there.
Yeah. Yeah, we all have.
Yeah.
I like you and I want you.
Right. What movie was it that we were watching on movie night? Oh, Kid and Play. That movie.
Oh crap, that was funny. I doubt they come at people like that, like the first day at county jail.
Right.
They just standing there. Yeah, and they all just looked at him. Like,
right.
Yeah, so if you happen to be Kid and Play, you like, listen, you want some cupcakes? You like just yeah, it's nothing wrong. Like, there is no shame. But still, don't go. This to the brothers that's locked up. Hey, stop slapping glasses off people and just more flies with honey than vinegar.
Exactly. You be nice, maybe somebody will pay the price.
Exactly.
You know?
I like the way you put that.
Why, thank you.
All right, on to the next one. Let's see.
We don't have to say fair use for these, do we?
No, they're really short. They're shorts, so we should be okay. Yeah.
We should be fine. Okay.
All right.
Cool.
Okay, Lisa Ray still fine as fuck. Okay, Lisa Ray still fine as fuck.
Let's get your opinion on that first.
Well, I seen this and I was thinking, like, is this like a wedding of some sort? And these are the bridesmaids, and like, so the other women look like that. Like, that is the rank and file. That is the standard. That's the standard model B Dub. And Issa Rae, or Lisa Ray, excuse me, is standing out because, you know, that's the norm. She's standing above the bar, but the bar is very low.
Right.
And you know, she's doing her little groove and stuff, and the other chick was trying to do the groove too. It's like, what the hell? Like, first of all, birds of a feather. What kind of flock is this? Like, there's all kind of like crows and penguins and ravens and vultures and stuff,
And dolphins.
and then you have like a former bird of paradise in the same flock.
Right.
And there's a couple of chickens in
And
okay.
pigeons.
Yeah, and pigeons. Yeah, exactly. Like y'all need to birds of a feather. Like,
Turkeys.
now tell me this. Like, do guys, when you're in a relationship, right? And I don't know if you are or not, but let's say you're in a relationship, and do guys come up to you and say, "Hey, do you have any friends?"
Yeah, they do all the time. But they always say, "Do you have any friends that look like you?"
Oh, see, you shouldn't have to say that last part.
Yeah.
You shouldn't have to say that last part, that look like you, because birds of a feather is supposed to flock together. So
Right.
when you ask a woman, do you have any friends? You are automatically under the assumption, typically, that she looks like the person that you're asking.
Right. Exactly. I even had a few guys when I have been in relationships ask the guy I was dating, "Oh, does she have any sisters? She got any friends that look, that was a common thing to ask."
Yeah, that makes sense because you want something similar. But like, what if somebody asked Issa or Lisa Ray, "You got any friends?" And then one of these purple chicks just come out of nowhere, like, "Oh
Wait,
yeah, I got a friend. Here she go." Like, what the heck?
you know what it reminded me of?
What's that?
On Friday when he asked her if she had any friends, and she was like, "Yeah, she looked like Janet." And she put on the phone, she said she looked like Janet Jackson. Remember that scene?
Exactly. Like, why are they friends? Why is Nia Long friends with Janet Jackson?
Exactly.
Nia Long wake up in the morning and run in the hood. You know, she's out there before Miss Parker waters her lawn, and just for whatever reason, she's friends with that. Like, what do y'all have in common? Oh, we went to school together. What did y'all take? You took home ec and she took home eat. Like, what did
You stupid.
like, how are y'all so sisters? Your circle of friends should reflect you. And see, that's what happens when you don't say, "Do you have any friends like you?"
Mm-hmm. But you know what? I'm guilty because when I used to go out to the club and everything, I had a couple of friends too who used to want to come with me. They always wanted to hang with me because I was the bottle girl. I was popular, I'm cute, petite, and a lot of them were heavy set, not gonna lie. And I even had one tell me she likes hanging with me. She likes free drinks. So the guys will buy me and them drinks. So a lot of times the big friends hang with the pretty ones, to get things, to get free stuff. And that's the truth.
So explain this to me. Explain the process. So a guy comes up and offers you a drink and they drink it. Is that how that works? Or do they say to the guy, if you want a chance at Melody, you got to buy us all drinks?
Well, I've had friends say that too. That has happened several times.
Uh-huh.
But and the guy did buy the drinks, but mainly they would be like, I would not want any more drinks. And they would say, oh, go, you think he'll buy you a drink, and usually they do. Guys will come up to me and they'll ask, do I want a drink? So I would just give them the drinks that I would get. That's pretty much, yeah.
Okay. What do the guys say?
What, when the girls ask, well, hey, you want to talk to her, you need to buy us all drinks?
No, what do the guys say when you don't drink the drink that he bought for you? I'd say something. I'd be like, what the fuck? Or excuse me, I'd be like, what the heck? Like, I just bought you a drink and somebody else drank it.
Well, I would probably wait until, they walk away. Or I would walk away from the bar and I'll talk to them for a while. I wouldn't just take the drink and leave. Like, we would talk, we would probably dance. I would have the drink. And then I would, when I'm walking away, I would give it to, to her or whatever. You get what I mean?
Wait a minute. Okay, so now I'm doing some investigating because so a guy, let's say I walk up to you, right? And I don't do this. Mainly because I don't drink. So I don't buy drinks. And that's just because I'm not at the bar. If this is a dance club or something like that, I just assume I ask you to dance because it's free. And I kind of look lame at a bar. No, I do, because I don't know how women feel about dudes that are at a bar not drinking alcohol. Like, so it's not really my scene. But explain me. So, but in this instance, I decide to do it. So I go up to you and I buy you a drink. Now the drink is there. It got ice in it. The ice is in the drink, melting, diluting the quality and caliber of whatever it is you're drinking, right? And so you just sit there and we talk, and I'm trying to smash, and you're entertaining my attempts to smash, and then I'm sitting there noticing that you're not drinking the drink that I just paid for. So what happened? How does that work?
Well, usually, the guy, he'll ask me if I want a drink. I'll say yes. He'll give me the drink. We'll talk for a little bit. I'll tell him I'll even say I'm putting my drink down at my table. I'll be back, like anything. We would have a table or something. So I would be like, oh, I'll be right back. I'm going to put my drink down. And I'll still entertain him. Like, that's all I used to be. I didn't just leave the guy hanging. I've never been that type of girl. Like, first of all,
wait a minute. You leave the guy standing at the bar on the promise that you're going to come back after you place the drink elsewhere?
Well, usually the guy will walk with me. I'll be like, oh, hey, these are my friends. Like, I'm friendly. So I would be like, I'll bring them over to the table. These are my friends. I'll sit the drink down. If we're going to dance, I'll dance. The drink will be sitting there. So he don't really, he's thinking I'm going to go back to my drink. So I'm still entertaining him. We're still talking and all of that. And I put the drink down, and whatever friend wanted it, it's right there.
Okay. Now I know. So guys, if that happens to you, know that, and it's a bunch of fat chicks back at the table, know what's going on. Those chicks are going to drink that drink.
That's true. But someone asked, what if someone puts something in the drink?
Well, she's taking the drink to the table.
To my table. Right. So my friends are going to protect the drink in his mind. Oh, okay. Yeah, cool. And I'll still talk to him, and hey, I'll even go back to the table for a little bit. The drink is empty. Somebody else want to drink. I've done this. I didn't do it a lot, but I've done it. And I'm still talking to the guy back and forth, going to my table, going back to the guy. And he's like, oh, you need another drink? I'll say yes. And bring the drink back over to the table. That has happened. Not going to lie. I mean, that was not a recent thing. That's like 21, 22. That's early.
No, I understand that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
All right, so next one.
okay.
She was calling my commander, saying that I need to send her money. I need to send her, my baby is starving. She's about to get evicted.
What baby? How'd you have a baby in a month?
I didn't have a baby with her. It was my best friend's kid.
Okay, when you married
I'm
me,
not
you
talking to
married
you.
my daughter.
It was my best. I'm not talking to you.
Mrs. Campbell, when he married you, he didn't marry your daughter.
He did. He
No,
said
he
he gonna
didn't.
marry me and don't agree to take on this responsibility.
did
That
not.
is the man.
He did not marry
She
your
became his stepdaughter.
Mrs. Campbell. He didn't marry your daughter. He married you. Now, if you're
And
trying to say
everything
that
that
he
comes
accepted the
along with it.
responsibility of taking care of you and your daughter, that's one thing. But he didn't marry your daughter.
Well, he accepted that responsibility.
At
When
least
he
you thought
said,
he
"I
did
do."
anyway. Go, move
Now,
on.
she was calling my commander, telling him that my kid is starving. She's about to get evicted. She's living with her mother. She
Okay.
used the Red Cross. That is something you only use if somebody in your family's
Because I
died
could not
or it's a
get a hold
dire
to him.
emergency.
Okay, so then what happened?
My commander told me, he said, tell her to stop calling. And I'm like, she was calling my commander, saying that I need to send her money. I need to send her, my baby is starving. She's about to get evicted.
What baby? How'd you have a baby in a month?
I didn't
I
have a
had
baby
a
with her. It was my best friend's kid.
Okay,
She
when
talking
you
about-
married
I'm
me,
not
you
talking to
married
you.
my daughter.
It was my
You did
best.
not just
I'm not
marry
talking
me.
to you.
Mrs. Campbell, when he married you, he didn't marry your daughter.
He did. He
No,
said
he
he gonna
didn't.
marry me and don't agree to take on this responsibility.
He did
That
not.
is the man.
He did not marry your
She became his stepdaughter.
Mrs. Campbell. He didn't marry your daughter. He married you. Now, if you're
And
trying to say
everything
that
that
he
comes
accepted the
along.
responsibility, but he didn't marry your daughter.
Well, he accepted that responsibility.
At
When
least you
said,
thought
"I
he did
do."
anyway. Go, move
Now,
on.
she was calling my commander, telling him that my kid is starving. She's about to get evicted. She's living with her mother. She
Okay.
used the Red Cross. That is something you only use if somebody in your family's
Because I
died
could not
or it's a
get a hold
dire
to him.
emergency.
Okay, so then what happened?
My commander told me, he said, tell her to stop calling.
Thoughts?
Well, first, let me read the super chat.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Dane C, for the $2 super chat. He says, "Run me my commissary, white boy." Peace, Mel and GC. Peace, Dane.
Oh, so yeah, let's go back to that for a second. Listen, I'm not saying that prison is supposed to like I don't expect prisoners to be gentle and play nice. I don't. But understand that there are separate groups. There's black groups, there's white groups, there's Latin groups. Like a person who's looking to buy protection has options. So at least understand that business, the protection part, is a business, and you should be like better businessmen. Like, maybe you shouldn't have smacked the glasses off of them first.
Mm-hmm. That was the worst mistake they could have made.
Yeah.
And now he's paying for protection. So,
well, they losing out. Like those Jack White dudes, they eating in front of them. They like, oh yeah, look at these lemon cookies. Could have been your lemon cookies, but you have to go smacking glasses off people. Look at them, lemon cookies. Yeah.
Exactly. And the sad
They
part,
be eating that too. They be eating like beef jerky and potato chips.
and cup of noodles.
So dude did get the last laugh. He got the last laugh. Like, this could have been your commissary.
Exactly.
Yeah. So back to the marry your daughter. Like, okay. So apparently they got married within a month. This man married a single mother, and he's more handsome than she is pretty.
Oh yeah.
He married a single mother within a month's time, a month of vetting, and he married a single mother, and the single mother of his friend's daughter, as he said.
Mm-hmm.
And
His best friend.
Insane.
He said
best friend. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And he's insane. Like she's insane. I mean, she's calling the thing demanding for stuff. he didn't have a sense to ask his best friend, like, hey, how come you left this chick?
Right.
He didn't have that sense. She only had to play the role for a month, and this dude walked down the aisle with her, and then she's calling the commanding officer, asking for provisions. If I was dude, I would shoot a missile at her. That is ridiculous.
Yeah, but he got what he deserved. First of all, the first mistake he made was messing with his best friend's leftover.
Yes.
His best friend's baby mama. That was mistake number one. Mistake number two is marrying this ghetto Keisha.
Mm-hmm.
And mistake number three is, well, I guess that's playing stepdaddy once he married her. Playing stepdaddy was the worst mistake ever. And then she talking about, when you married me, you married my daughter. What?
Yeah.
Is she out of her mind?
Yeah, she is. She obviously is. And this is normal behavior. Like, you, first of all, you married my daughter. Like, that's a little, that's a little, yeah, exactly.
That's creepy.
Exactly. But she's basically saying you're taking on the responsibility, but the way she worded it, like, but this is how they see it. It is your duty to take on, and how much you want to bet that his friend is on child support paying for this girl. But so she got two fathers, giving stuff to this girl.
Yeah, either
They look
that,
at it as a business. They look at it as a business. Like, you get money from the stepdad and the dad.
Mhm.
So they really don't have an incentive to stick with the child's father, because you only get one supportive parent. You only get one income that way.
Mhm. Well, it's either that, or maybe the best friend is locked up in jail, and that's why he had the balls to marry his baby mama.
Yeah.
Those are the only things I can think of.
Yeah. So I'm not going to be a lie and say I never thought thoughts when the homie brought a chick over.
Right.
And, but that's when the comment comes, hey, you got any friends like you? That's when you take it down that road, but to act on it during or after is just, it's almost off code, depending on how the friendship situation is.
Well, that's definitely off code because they have a baby together. So that's definitely off
Good
code.
point. Yeah.
And that's your best friend?
Yeah, I can't have like my best friend's natural kid calling me daddy. Like, yeah, you're right. Everything is wrong in this situation.
Yeah, it's real ghetto.
Yeah. And to top it off, there's the whole her aspect of it. And she's calling like military commanders and stuff with her ghetto crap. Like, you cannot get ahead in life, because if he worked in corporate, she would do the same thing.
Exactly.
She would be calling VPs and stuff with making him look worse. And then, the uppers, the people on top, the uppers, they're going to look at you like, hey, this is your decision-making pattern. You have poor women calling, begging for food for your stepdaughter. What kind of crap is this?
Right, for your best friend's daughter. Like,
Yeah.
what?
Exactly. Like, I would look at an employee sideways, like, hey, you're not management material because you don't make intelligent decisions. And this is poor leadership because the people who should be following you is acting a clown.
Exactly. She's the type of Keisha that'll get you fired from your job.
Yeah. And fired is bad. But what's worse than fired is having a suppression of growth. Like, like they'll keep you, but you never grow within the company. And the reason why being fired is because you could start another job with a new reputation, and they could put you on track for leadership and stuff like that. But, if you're at a job and the executive board don't have any confidence in you, you're going to find yourself stagnant,
Right.
So,
Exactly.
yeah,
they're both ghetto trash.
well, he's taking out the ghetto trash.
Exactly.
He's taking out the ghetto trash.
A hot mess.
come home 2 days early to this, bro. All in the drawer. We get married in 2 weeks. Supposed to get married in 2 weeks. Bro, they're everywhere though. Babe, where you at? You at home? Where I'm at home right now, bro. Bro, what's this in your drawer?
Why are you at home?
What's this in your drawer?
What's in my drawer?
Bro, quit playing me like you. Bro, I'm not stupid, bro. What's up? What we doing?
Why are you popping up 2 days early? Like, why are you home?
Bro, what you mean popping up? I live here, bro. We get married in 2 weeks. What you mean popping up?
Getting off Saturday, so why are you?
It don't matter when I'm supposed to get off, bro. Oh my god, bro. I'm about to go crazy. I'm really about to go crazy right now, bro. Where you at?
I'm about to call you back. Hold on.
Bro, quit playing with me, bro. I swear to God, bro. Hang up. I come home 2 days early to this, bro.
Thoughts?
One word: trifling.
Mm-hmm.
Trifling. Yeah, go ahead.
Now, to add to this, there's different brands there.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of different brands there. And which says that she's taking in a variety of different penis sizes.
Mm-hmm. There was a lot of condoms there.
Yeah, it was still on the screen. You know, so she got Magnums to Trojans to she has all of the brands, like, which means that she is actually just like looking at a penis, gauging it, and then matching it with the proper condom from her drawer of condoms.
Mm-hmm.
And her shit's not folded. Like, her stuff is not folded. Her drawer is a mess. And there's a bunch of condoms in the drawer.
Yeah. I mean, the only thing I can think of, which is still messed up, she was like, "You're not supposed to be here. You're supposed to be coming home Saturday." I'm thinking he was locked up and they got engaged while he was in prison. And he'd been in jail for a long time. So all those condoms and all of that, she probably had that throughout those years he'd been gone and was doing her. And promised him, huh?
Well, that's possible, but it's he had a phone.
Yeah, but he could have got a phone from somebody. You know, before he went home, he could have got. Some people I even know have phones in jail. They have phones in prison now.
Well, they don't let you out with it, but yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So that's what it looks like, because it seems too trifling to be anything else.
Yeah, that's pretty. And you know, she did like blame the victim in this. Like, what are you doing home? Like, you know.
What's that called when you do that? When you turn it around on a person and start blaming them for you being wrong?
I don't know. I recognize it when people do that, but you know, it's a deflection or, you know, or something like that. I do know that there's a name for that tactic.
Is that narcissistic?
No, it's not narcissism. I mean, you could say that the person who's doing it is narcissist, but I wouldn't even make that correlation. I would just say, I don't know. There's a name for it. It's not gaslighting.
Somebody said
but
gas.
it is something. Yeah, that's closer, flipping the script, but it's something more clinical.
Yeah, because I know a lot of people like that. Like, they'll blame you, even though they did something wrong, and you say something about it. You're not allowed to feel bad about it because they're gonna make you feel bad. They're gonna act like they're the victims. I see that a lot.
Yeah, exactly. They're trying to change the narrative, you know.
Right. People are saying gaslight. I've seen 2 people say gaslight.
It's not gaslighting. People overuse the word gaslighting. It's not that.
So it's not gaslighting. I think it's crazy.
I mean, whatever it is, it's. I see it coming, and most people see it coming.
Oh, that's a good one. Projection or reverse psychology. I don't know what it
That's
is.
close.
Yeah. All right.
So,
and
so,
create
but
conflict.
hold on. But if you can't speak for a group of people,
I know what
because
Ken does for you.
but
It creates
but
conflict.
you can't. I feel great being gay.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I feel fantastic.
You really don't.
I feel fantastic. I've had a smile on my face the whole time. I might be happier than you. I'm young. I'm successful. I own a home. I found somebody I love. I have a great degree. I feel great. I have not felt like I need to overcome anything.
The one thing I can absolutely guarantee you, with all the successes that you've been able to gain, when you're alone by yourself, when no one is around to validate you, you're not being praised for your successes, reality kicks in about being a homosexual. You're
I
not
don't.
happy with it. I
I
don't care
don't.
what you say.
I'm sorry to disappoint you.
No,
but
no,
but
you're not
I
disappointed.
are you homosexual?
No, but all sin create
but
conflict.
hold on.
All right, thoughts?
All right. First of all, who is he to tell her she's not happy? Like, do he live in her brain? Like, how do he know whether she's happy or not? That's number one. And number two, I don't know. I don't know what to say about that, but yeah, I don't think it was his, I guess, part to tell her if she's happy or not.
Yeah, I agree with you, but I do feel that as an individual. However, I didn't like how she starts off, and that is when she's asking him if he's homosexual and to determine if he is qualified to speak on homosexuality. I don't think that you actually have to be it to talk about it.
Good point.
So I didn't like that tactic. And a lot of people do feign happiness when they're not. I don't know if that's the case with her, but yeah, a lot of people do that. And well, I won't even get into what I was about to say.
No, say it.
Well, a lot of people in alternative lifestyles are really just looking for something to be a part of, and they're not really that thing that they say they are. Like, so basically in the straight community, you're a nobody, but in the rainbow community, you're a somebody.
Gotcha.
So yeah, a lot of people, particularly women, because it don't really transition well for guys. But like if you're nobody in the straight male community, I don't think that you can go to the Jihad community and be somebody. So, and yeah, you're right. And women are more comfortable doing gay stuff than men are. So it would have to be an extreme. You would have to be an extreme outcast amongst men to start bending over just to fit in somewhere or have somebody fit in with you. Yeah.
Right. Silly.
Yeah.
No, it's just, and I understand what you mean by that, because the LGBTQ plus community, they celebrate it. It's like something to be happy about. Like, yeah, I'm part of this community. I'm a proud whatever. I don't want to say the words, but you know what I mean. I'm proud, and they stand tall, and they have so much, like, what do you call it? Confidence. They have so much confidence, and they do, a lot of them do feel, I mean, I'm not trying to offend anyone. I don't have a problem with anyone, but a lot of people from that community feel like they're better than other people. Like the TS women feel like they're better than natural women, or like the Jihad men feel like they're better than straight men. It's just, I just get that from them. Do you get that from them?
Yeah, but every community is like that. And people don't notice, especially people, I guess you could call us normies. We don't really realize that there's a lot of different sub communities that exist in the world, in the US, I should say. And yeah, within those communities, there is some apprehension to outsiders. There's a little bit of contempt to outsiders. And I give an example. There's a deaf community. There is a deaf community. Deaf people get together and they, you know, they have gatherings for like situation people. And if you're a guy or a woman who's not deaf, but you know sign language and you just want to get down with their crew, it's very apprehensive. I learned this because as a foreign language, I took sign language, and I wasn't trying to be down with them, but I did notice that getting with them and getting like tutoring and stuff from them, that they are very, very like kind of like F you hearing person.
Wow.
And also, well,
They have attitudes with people who can actually hear.
well, okay. I don't know, but it definitely comes off that way. But later I was thinking that their language is just like that because it's harder to say stuff with your hands. So you just kind of like omit all the extra words and pleasantries. So instead of signing the words, "Excuse me, sir, you are in my way," it's easier to just say "move." You know?
GC?
Yeah, I'm here. What, you
Oh,
missed the last
sorry.
question?
I'm sorry because I lost service. Can you repeat what you just said?
No,
Like,
I was just
rewind?
saying they may come off as very short because it's harder to say stuff, so they kind of like don't take time with the P's and Q's, and they just get to the point. So like if you're in their way, they instead of saying "Excuse me, sir, you're in my way," they just say "Move." Right. So it's
Oh,
probably that because it's just easier that way, and they're used to it. Because if I had to say everything with my hands, I'd say as little as possible too. So
move.
maybe it's that.
It gotta be.
Hmm.
Did you have any friends that were deaf?
No, I had two tutors in that class. It's not my subject, so I got tutors, unpaid tutors. So I did make temporary friends with a white girl who was also in the class, so she could hear. And then to get like deep into it, a friend of mine introduced me to an actual deaf woman who could read lips, but she was deaf. And yeah, and she was very helpful.
Right. You should have asked the white girl that was your friend. You should ask, like, hey, why do you just say move and things like that? Is because you don't want
The
to.
white girl could hear. The black
Oh,
girl, she was just like me, just better at sign language.
gotcha.
So okay, so in college, you're supposed to take a year of foreign language,
Mm-hmm.
but I only did a half a year. So I lied and said I took the first part, the intro class, so I could skip to the advanced class so I can get out of it. And I thought that sign language would be easy because it's really English just saying with your hands as opposed to learning something like Spanish or French or something like that.
Yeah.
So, because it's not necessarily foreign. It's a domestic thing. It's just, with your hands as opposed to with your mouth. So that's what I was thinking. But apparently, it became a bit too much. So I got tutors. I got out of the class with a decent grade, but I got tutors in order to do that. But
Right.
no, the black one was a woman who was either deaf or hard of hearing. But the white girl was just a regular white girl that was in class with me. But she took both of the classes.
God, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I would have been nosy, like, excuse me, no offense. I would have said it with my hands, but why do you guys talk like that? Like, I would have asked, like, instead of saying excuse me, you say move, you know?
Yeah. Yeah,
But
stuff like that.
yeah.
But still, it is a closed community, and I could tell that regular people, I shouldn't say regular, but people that can hear aren't really as welcome. I mean, they don't kick you out, but they do look at you like, "Hey, nigga, why you here? You trying to get some deaf pussy?" Like, And
Yeah,
the matter is, why are you there?
that's true.
That is their spot. That's what they do. You go listen to some music. That's how I'm pretty sure that's how they think.
Hmm. I'm sure they do. Just like little people. I don't know if I can say the word, but little people, they probably are the same way with their community. They're proud, they're happy, they're little, and when they see regular sized people, they're like, why are you here? Like, I don't know.
Yeah. Like, you're here to get your ego boost.
Right. You here to make me look shorter and you to feel tall, like
you got Obsidian and Edward Anderson that just go there to feel like they
just to feel taller.
A little big name. They all just go there like they Debo and stuff, smacking glasses and demanding commissary.
That's not nice.
I'm a funny man.
Yes, you are.
All right, let me go to the next one. Oh, and shout out to Edward Anderson and Lil Big Name. I'm just messing around, brothers. I'm just messing around.
Y'all know he's a comedian.
Yeah.
Don't pay him no mind.
So a lot of times we need to take accountability for our actions and our own choices. And so we both was messing around. We knew we weren't in a committed relationship. We knew nothing was going to come of it. You expressed to me already that you did not want to have a child or you did not want to take care of a child. At that moment, I have a choice. You can go down to the clinic. Oh, no, I don't know where y'all's is at. Ours is on 8th. Or you make that decision on being a single mother. And knowing that this other party is not going to be there. So that anger is misplaced, because he was honest in the beginning. And it's hard sometimes to take accountability because we both did it, right? So you think we both should be in this, but the reality and the harsh reality is a man does have an opportunity to walk away, and you need to make the best decision for you and your child.
Yeah. I think hope.
The end is Borging. GC. GC.
What, did it buffer?
Yeah, really bad. The end.
Yeah, I'm here. Did it buffer or something?
Yeah, the end buffered
Okay.
really bad.
All right. I'll play it again.
Okay.
Both was messing around. We knew we weren't in a committed relationship. We knew nothing was going to come of it. You expressed to me already that you did not want to have a child or you did not want to take care of a child. At that moment, I have a choice. You can go down to the clinic. Oh, no, I don't know where y'all's is at. Ours, or you make that decision on being a single mother and knowing that this other party is not going to be there. So that anger is misplaced. Because he was honest in the beginning. And it's hard sometimes to take accountability because we both did it, right? So you think we both should be in this, but the reality and the harsh reality is a man does have an opportunity to walk away, and you need to make the best decision for you and your child.
Yeah. I think hope is a bad strategy. I hope.
Thoughts?
She sounds like every single mother in the hood. They hate taking full responsibility and full accountability for having sex raw with a man. They know what the outcome is. you can either catch a disease or you can get pregnant. So why are you having unprotected sex with a man you're not married to and that you're not in a relationship with? That's what I don't understand.
Good
And
point. Good.
right? And the problem is a lot of these women they come from single mother homes, so they don't know no better.
Mhm.
You know, they grew up with their mom on welfare, so they don't care.
Now, it was interesting that the one chick knew where the clinic was. She said on 8th Street.
Hmm.
Like she knew where the Baby Be Gone clinic is. I don't know where it is. I mean, I'm a guy, but I don't know where it is. You know, I'm not curious. I never had to Google it. So, yeah, I found that part interesting.
Yeah, me too. You know why?
What's up?
Because she probably had several abortions, so she know
Oh, God.
exactly where it is.
Well, I'm not gonna touch that one, but you know,
She know exactly where it
it's
is.
possible. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, let's just do this one. Why?
What'd you just do? You just canceled the ride.
No, I didn't.
Why did you do that?
Because I didn't do nothing. That's why.
And you just took off your seatbelt.
Because I wanted to. Because I can. Thank you very
You're
much.
trying to get a free ride. You know what? Are you trying to get a free ride out of me?
No, just take me home, please. Thank
You know where I'm going to take you? To the police station. There's one right around the corner. That's where you belong.
Why would you take me to the police?
Because you're trying to skate for car. You just canceled the ride in the middle of the ride.
The police station.
We literally, it's like a $30 ride. Like I was gonna pay my grocery bills with this.
Bruh, you cannot take me to the police station. Please just take me home. It's literally around the corner.
I'm dropping you off at the police station. It's right up here. It's right up here.
No, you don't need to do that. Thank you. And my house is over there, so keep going straight.
Yeah.
You're literally funny. You're literally funny. You want to know why?
Why? What'd you just do? You just canceled the ride.
No, I didn't.
Why did you do that?
Because I didn't do nothing. That's why.
And you just took off your seatbelt.
Because I wanted to. Because I can. Thank you very
You're
much.
trying to get a free ride. You know what? Are you trying to get a free ride out of me?
No, just take me home, please. Thank
You know where I'm going to take you? To the police station. There's one right around the corner. That's where you belong.
Why would you take me to the police?
Because you're
No one's trying to scam you.
You are. You just
No, I'm
canceled
not.
the ride in the middle of the
Cannot take me
ride.
to the police station.
We literally, it's like a $30 ride. Like I was gonna pay my grocery bills with this.
Bruh, you cannot take me to the police station. Please just take me home. It's literally around the corner.
Thoughts?
That really makes me mad because she purposely canceled that trip and then said, take me home. And he did the right thing by taking her to the police station. But that can be bad on him too, because all she has to say is, that's against my will and it's kidnapping. And she could have made claims that he did things to her. And, so that probably wasn't a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it was a good idea that he did have a dash camera, because now he can prove that he was innocent and he didn't do anything. And all he wanted her to do was pay, and she canceled it.
That dash cam might not be enough because, what it proves is you took her, she expressed her will. She didn't want to, she didn't want to go any further, and you took her anyway. I don't know what the law is around that. I have heard stories coming out of New York, but New York is New York, where where cab drivers lock people in a cab that don't pay.
Yeah.
So I don't know what the law is around that.
Yeah, it's a law. It's called kidnapping. You're holding somebody against their will.
Okay, so cab driver go to jail and the dude has to pay the fee. So yeah, it's a strange world. I do know her particular brand of obnoxious. The whole blonde stuck up white girl. type mentality.
Mhm.
Dealt with it from time to time, and
Mhm.
especially when they get drunk, they are annoying. And what's worse is I suspect I never really watched them grow old.
Mhm.
I suspect that girls like that grow into Karen.
Parents, I swear the same thing came to my mind.
Okay, so it's not just me, right? I'm like, you know
No.
something? I think that these pretty white girls gone wild, have the world at my fingertip type chicks, they grow up to be Karen. And that's how they react into hitting the wall.
I agree 100%.
Yeah.
100%. Because if you think about it, she was being a Karen just now. Even
Mhm.
though she was cute and everything and blonde, she still was a Karen.
Karen more looks for stuff. She was actually in it,
Mm.
Like Karen walks around and say, "Oh, look at you with the lemonade stand." I don't think that she does that, but she is more of a I'm young, I'm pretty, I'm white, and you know what? I'm gonna make this ride free.
Okay, I get what you're saying.
You
But she's
know?
still, to me, that's still a Karen because you're doing something obnoxious to like that you know is wrong
Uh-huh.
just to get something out of the situation, a free ride. So
Okay.
you, by her canceling that trip and let me out, now she can tell the cops, hey, he kidnapped me. He helped me against my will. That's a Karen.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it all stems from entitlement.
Right.
And I do think that, for a lot of white chicks, the entitlement never really goes away. Like, because basically they're used to pretty privilege
Mm-hmm.
and then they don't know how to react when it's gone.
Right.
So then they kind of rely on white privilege.
Yeah, I actually have a Karen right down the street from me.
All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna record her one day and play it on here. I'm gonna post it on YouTube, but pretty much
Is she fat?
she's an older, probably like a boomer, like in her 60s. She's normal size, I guess. Pretty much she lives at the complex down the street from me. When you walk down and you make a right, because I live in a dead-end street, you go into the complex, but there's an opening to get out on the other side to go to the store.
Uh-huh.
But I know people who live in a complex. It's fine. I never let my dog poop in there or anything. I just walk through like regular. And I walk around and this lady opens her window, looks out and says, hey, get out of here. Don't walk your dog over here. I'm going to call the police. I'm like, why? Why would you call the police? There's an opening. There's no signs that say private property. It's a walkway going around. Why can't I walk my dog? And the first day I saw her, she started crying. She's like, oh my God, please, my sister, she's this and she stepped in poop and she cried. She told her story and she cried. And she's like, yeah, please. And I said, all right, whatever. I walked through again. That's when she started being a bitch. So
now that I think about it, you got it.
Yeah, so she's basically a crazy Karen, but I'm gonna record her next time. Go ahead.
Now that I think about it, I think I had one in the neighborhood, but she was real nice to me, and she bought me peanut butter and stuff. But she was really old. She was old. Like if I had to guess, maybe like 90 or something.
Oh, she's an older Karen, but you said she was nice. So what makes her a Karen?
She was nice to me, but she had problems with all the other neighbors, particularly the black ones, and the Russians. And she used to come at me with some ill stuff like, these Russian mob types, they're hiring the blacks, not you. You're one of the good ones, but they hire these black guys. Huh?
She said that you're one of the good ones.
Yeah, I let her slide because what are you gonna do? She's a 90-year-old white woman. So this was before Karen, the name Karen was even coined. But because you see, she used to come at me when she found herself in predicaments. Me and a Mexican guy who was neighbors and was cool to her. Um, like she get locked out, and she get locked out a lot. She come to me. Just and when she do, she bought me peanut brittle for whatever reason.
Oh wow, that's so funny.
Well, I mean, I think that that's a treat to white people, but
Maybe.
yeah, I
Peanut
think it's
brittle.
like a treat, like our candy. I don't know what it is. I didn't eat it, but yeah. So she bought that, and but now that I think about it, the way she talked about the Russians and the blacks and stuff, she's definitely one of those people that went around looking for crap.
Of course she was. Most of them do. That's the
Yeah.
sad part.
Actually, you know something? She's actually a very sad case because she's like what Kevin Samuels say: "Buy a dog and die alone." She had a bunch of newspapers, and when I say a bunch, I'm not talking about like regular, like a person has like newspaper in a house, and well, I don't know who has newspaper in their house, but she had like stacks of newspapers, stacked like as tall as she can get it,
Mm-hmm.
which is very strange. And I don't know why she has so much damn newspaper. But so she obviously hit the wall, and she came at me trying to get in touch with somebody, and I think he might be famous, like a newscaster, like a news anchor or something. I forget who, but she's like, "You're good with computers. Can you get me in touch with this person? Because apparently, they had a thing back in the day, and she shot him down because she's young, white, pretty, and she probably was blonde back then. And
Mm-hmm.
she's like, 'Oh no, I'm too good,' you know. But
Mm-hmm.
um, but then he blows up, and she caught the vapors, and now and now she's asking me to try to get in touch with the guy so she could say, 'Hey, big head,' to a 90-year-old successful white guy as she tries to offer up some 90-year-old pussy to
What is going on?
that's the world. That is the world. I was like, are you look, I was like, listen, I think it's pretty much done now. I think what was this like 50 years ago? Like I think that's pretty much over. Whatever y'all had, like, yeah, that's pretty much over. I'm not gonna look up this guy. What the fuck?
Yeah, it's over. You can't get that thing back.
Yeah, so that's what the wall is like. Being the old woman in the neighborhood complaining about blacks and Russians while you just sit and read stacks of newspaper, or I don't know what the hell you do. But yeah,
That's pretty sad.
yeah, that happens.
Mm-hmm.
She might have been like the white Pam Grier of her day, who knows? But
Maybe. Like you said, Karens, they do that. They're hot in the beginning and then they turn into
yeah,
bitter
I
old.
think some of them were hot. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All
I
right.
would imagine.
Let's see what this one is. You ready?
Yes.
Listen, I said, now, for you to
Oh,
go
it's
take out time
Oregon.
for a man, come on now.
Will you stop?
Oh,
You're Borging really, really fast.
Okay, we'll play it again.
Why y'all we gotta walk off when serious talk get talk?
Because
What,
if you're trying to respect
man, what's up with the
Hello? GC?
Yeah, hold on. I'm trying to fix the Borgen.
Okay. Yeah, they've been bored.
Okay, so here I'll just do it like this. I'll do it on the main screen, even though it's smaller. But I'll do that. Hold on.
Okay.
Let's see. Okay, here we go. All right, ready when you are.
Okay.
The human resources? Huh? For real?
You said you didn't want to give me any more money.
Listen, I said I won't get for him. Now for you to go take out child support, man, come on now.
When you start,
What? Why you always walk off with serious talk? I walk off with serious talk, get talk.
because you be trying to respect.
Man, what's up with the child support, man?
Because you said you wasn't gonna give me any more money, right?
Maya, I said I'm not gonna give you no extra money for extra people to play little basketball games with matching jackets and shoes and hats. That's what I wasn't gonna do. I'm gonna take care of my children. I just saying when I came and see him laying on the sofa the other day, I'm like, I'm not gonna be paying for this.
But you sounded like real serious, and I ain't never heard you sound like that.
Maya,
before.
so this what you gonna do? You gonna
It
sneak
comes-
and go to the child support office after everything? I got you this house. Come on, man. For real? Child support?
Thoughts?
Oh, that's really sad. You see things like that every day in the Black community, where a woman want to put her baby's father on child support instead of just working something out. It's sad.
Well, I mean, yeah, he calls because he's mad that the child support is spent on, a grown. Now, this is obviously a skit. Let's start there. It's obviously a skit, but she did seem upset that. But you're right. It does go on every day in the hood, and
Mhm.
child support is misused.
Definitely. I know personally men who want to be in a child's life, but the mother won't let them, and she just want to put them on child support.
Mhm.
It's that bad.
It's that bad, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. So let me go to the next one. Yeah. Hold on. Oh, no, that wasn't it. All right, I actually have to wait for it to go through. It's a Kevin Samuels one, but I got to wait for it to go through to start at the beginning again.
Okay.
So give me a second. You said you know somebody that's going through that?
Yeah, I mean, I personally know two people going through that. Or she won't let him see the child, but she puts him on child support. All right, now I'll say who. It was my hairdresser, and she was pretty much telling me that the guy that we both know, her sister, is putting him on child support, but he want to be in her life, his daughter's life, but she won't let him see him.
Yeah, it puts them in a unjustified position of power. The whole child support court and the court system and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Like Tyrese, it's a power play and it sucks.
It really does.
And it happens the moment she realizes that she's pregnant.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go here and you got it.
It's very unfair. Like the child is supposed to be 50-50. 50% mine, 50% yours. But the mother just has full control of everything and she gets all the benefits. So
The custodial parent.
yeah.
You ready?
Yes.
All right.
300,000 a year. That's money. But for my specific life goals at 24, with plenty of
the way you're talking is like you say you got a lot of options, but not for the kind and caliber men you're talking about, not that kind of money. You may have a lot of options for dudes making, average money, but not for no man talking about $300,000-$400,000 a year. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Not here in Atlanta.
Well, like I said, for my life goals, a man who makes 100,000, 300,000 a year, that's cool. That's good money. But that's not enough money for me to say, I'm stopping what I'm doing and only your cares matter. What I want to do for my family, what my goals are.
This is a single woman. This is a dead woman walking.
A man who makes 100,000, 300,000 a year, that's good money. But for my specific life goals,
So $300,000 a year is good money, but your thoughts?
Well, in Kevin Samuel's words, you can't make this shit up. Excuse my language, but you just can't. She's a delusional modern woman. He spoke to a whole bunch of them all the time. First of all, I'm looking at her. What is her lifestyle? It's not like she's getting her hair done, her nails done, makeup. She's not a fly chick. She don't look like she lives in a nice house. I'm trying to figure out what's her lifestyle that she needs more than 100 to 300K.
Well, I mean, women like this feel like they have one chip to cash in, and that chip is between their legs. So they're setting a price on it. Not that they live the lifestyle at present, but that, what's the maximum I can get for this chip is what they're asking.
Right.
And obviously we got 3 more. Obviously that's not going.
She'll be lucky if she get a guy making 20,000 a year. The way she looks. So
yeah.
100 to 300K, please.
Well, I think she's also setting that to justify the fact that she's, not with any guy, and trying to make it seem like it's, because she has high standards, but really it's because the men have higher standards than her, including the men that make 25K.
Exactly. Yeah.
All right. So I don't know who this is, but I'm pretty sure you do.
Tekashi 6ix9ine.
No, I mean I can see the tattoos and it's written right there, but I know he's a music person. I just never heard his music. Let's just start there. But yeah, let's take a listen.
I did it pride. I had no intentions of sleeping with their girl. I had no kidnapping them. I had no intention of stealing money from them. Before I even got locked up, they were sleeping with my girl. But if we're street dudes, do you do that? That doesn't happen. Because in the street, it's brotherly. That don't happen. Where was the loyalty to me? Imagine I would have stood tall, right? Did the 47 years right now. You're not checking on my mom. You're not paying nothing for my daughter. You're not doing anything for me. You're not even wondering if I'm calling somebody or not. Don't tell me what I've chose to do in my life. I'm the whole life away. So you could fuck bitch, get money, party, and me rot away in the prison. I don't give a fuck if I'm.
All right. So to ease up on the swears, yeah, my bad. I'm not going to play it again. But so apparently he was looking for a sense of brotherhood on the streets that didn't exist. Image did not match reality. So he's like, forget it, I'm snitching, because I know that, he strongly suspects that they would do the same to him. And I'm not going to sacrifice my life for somebody who's not going to visit. And after 6 months, they'll forget about me and they'll continue with their life. So, it's logic. I say that if you're not going to play by those particular rules, then it's a game that you shouldn't play. It's a game that I don't play. So what's your thoughts?
That's my thoughts exactly. If, first of all, you were doing these illegal activities as well, you was into these street activities just like these other guys, and the street code, snitches get stitches. You don't snitch. So now when you get locked up, you snitch. Like, to me, it's just stupid. Like, I can see if he was innocent, he had nothing to do with it, you know, and then he got locked up. He's like, listen, it wasn't me, but I do know who it is. That's, to me, that's different, because I'm not gonna rot away in jail for something I did not do, for something someone else did. But when you were involved in these street activities, just like everyone else, you need to also pay the price too, just like the other people. But I guess they offered him a lesser sentence if he was to snitch, and that's what he did. So if you do this is me, if you do the crime, do the time. And he did the crime just like the other guys did the crime. So that's how I look at it.
And the way he looks at it is, if I did the crime and can get away with it, then I will. You know, like the virtues and stuff, it sounds good, but when you're 20 and somebody is talking 20 years, for a lot of people, not just this dude, all that goes out the window. Like, you know, I enjoyed my 20s and my 30s, and I cannot imagine having to spend that given some dude, you know, honey buns and stuff like that, you know, every week for protection. Like, I do not want to spend my 20s and 30s doing that. You're supposed to be out partying, fucking, and enjoying life, you know, or, you know, like think about what Austin is doing right now and what a brother in prison is doing right now. It's like, oh, dang, I could have been out doing that. But instead, you know, I got this 300-pound of muscle dude telling me I gotta sleep with a sock in my mouth because I snore. Like, what kind of light?
Listen, if you are not a street dude, don't
be in the street. Exactly.
That's all I'm saying.
Don't be in the streets. That's why I like. I watch Scared Straight from time to time, and you can see the kids that's not built for it. You are not built for this. One of them, he was a skinny, nerdy type dude, like I was at that age, and he's claiming blood and stuff like this. And so dude gets in his face. He was like, you talking to a real Crip now. And then he's like, you know, do push-up, made him do push-ups. And, you know, and then and so he was standing over him and he was saying, get down. And then the guard came to him and said, stand up. Then he was like, get down. And then the guard was saying, stand up. And he didn't know what to do. He was just confused.
Oh,
and then they took him to one of the dudes that was in solitary. And in solitary, the dude that was light-skinned black dude that was locked in there, you know, found out that he was claiming blood, and then he was pissed, and he put an orange underneath the little thing that they had underneath the doorway.
Mm-hmm.
He said, peel the orange. He said, peel that orange. You better not put white stuff on it. And then he was peeling the orange, and then the guard was there just laughing. He was like, eat it. He said, you better eat that orange. And, you know, he ate it. He was crying. He was like, I don't want to eat an orange.
Oh, no.
So if you're not built like that, then yeah, it's better to find that out soon. Because they did a follow-up on that boy, and he was eating oranges, oddly enough, with his grandma, and he never stepped out of line again. He realized at that young age, I am not built for this, so I'm gonna get the Eazy-E said it itself. You know, if you can't hang in the streets, then get the hell out. You know, and that's what this dude with the tattoos on his face, trying to look hard. You know, and I'm pretty sure his music reflects that. Like, listen, if you're not built for that, get the hell. I was born a nerd. I do not want to see one day up in that motherfucker.
No.
You know? Yeah. Oh, and somebody, there was an episode where they made this white boy comb his chest.
I saw that one.
Oh, yeah.
That's what we should have did. Reviews about Scared Straight. That would have been hilarious.
Yeah, we could do that. We could do that later. But if you're not built for it, like the black dude next to him, he refused, and dude was huge. You know, he refused to comb his chest though. Not the one getting his chest combed, but the one that was in his face saying, you better grab that comb.
Right.
But if you're not built for it, don't pretend. Do not pretend. I am a nerd. I do not want to be in a situation where I have to fight a dude over the right to not comb a chest. That is
Right.
the dumbest situation I could find myself in.
Oh my God. Yeah, me too. I'm a pretty girl. I'm not fit for jail. I've even had somebody tell me, "Oh, if you was in jail, you would have been my bitch." I'm like, "What?" A dyke told
Yeah, you told
a
me that
lesbian.
story. Yeah, you
Yeah,
told me
I'm like, "What? How can you say that to somebody? Like, that's scary."
that. That's her fantasy. She's fantasizing about that crap.
I see.
She's fantasizing about prison you combing her chest.
Right. And washing her drawers by hand and scratching her back.
Man, yeah. It's
That's
all kind of terrible.
insane.
I got
Yeah.
people that told me. So I was visiting somebody there, right? I'm not gonna say
Mhm.
which facility. And some of you who are local may know what it is from what I'm about to describe, but you could bring up to $40 in quarters, but you got to keep it in a clear plastic bag. So I did exactly that, right?
Mhm.
And the quarters is for the vending machines that they got there, which is like gourmet to them, right? Because they
Mhm.
don't get it all the time. And so I'm like, all right, bet, you know, he got his quarters. You have to follow him to the vending machine for whatever strange reason,
Mhm.
and then do it that way. So going through the routine, I get myself a Milky Way, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I told you the story before because you laughed.
No, but it sounds funny.
Okay, I get myself a Milky Way, and I open it up, and it was ashy as fuck. It was
Oh,
it was like because like after a long period of time,
no. Mhm.
chocolates start to get like ashy. Like it's like I don't know if it's the milk coming or something. It just don't look crisp and new.
Right.
So I looked. I was like, "How long this stuff been in the vending machine?" I asked him, right,
Mhm.
and he's like, "Hey, do you know what they feed us in here?" And then he described it. I was like, "Dang, y'all eat that every day?" Oh, the
Ew.
description was nasty. It was nasty as hell. I was like, "Y'all
Somebody,
eat it every day?"
somebody told me they get fed off of like a lunch tray, like straight on a tray, like nothing underneath, just a hard lunch tray. They just slop the potatoes and slop the stuff on there, and they eat it like that. Like
Well, I
somebody.
knew that because they did that in high school. Yeah, I knew that because they did that in high school. You
Yeah.
know, but you know, but what they slop on it, Melody, is what he was talking about, and that's not delicious. But I will say this: this is what he said. Everything that they give you that's regular is the world's cheapest version of that. So if they give you bread, it's the cheapest bread that you could possibly imagine. And it's not like Wonder or something. It's the worst, the cheapest bread. If you get a raisin, it's the cheapest. Like everything is the worst possible version of the thing that they give you.
Oh my
Is what he
God.
said. And I was like, damn, every damn day, you eating crap all the damn time. And people want it. They want your cornbread. They want your nasty cornbread. Oh man, that seems like it is all. I'm not built for, I tell you, I am not built for that. I want my regular Milky Way and yeah.
Yeah. Somebody they said they be fighting over sugars. Like I'm like, why? What do you need the sugars for? He was like, I don't know. They just want the sugars. I guess like for coffee. And cup of noodles is like gold in there. Not
Yeah.
cup of noodles. Yeah, cup of noodles. Cup of noodles, sugar, and it was something else that they said was like gold in there. Cigarettes.
Well, somebody in San Quentin told me porn, anything that's porn related is like gold there too.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so I don't want to do that. I watch porn for free. I do not want. I am not. I don't know who is, but it damn sure ain't me. I do not want to put myself, which is why I don't do shit.
Yeah, I remember somebody I know told me that their cousin called them and called him from one of those calls what he had to pay for, and told him
Collect, yeah, that's a collect call.
Yeah, collect call, and told him that to send him pictures of girls. I'm like, really? So are they allowed to get pictures
Yeah.
of girls?
I forget how they have to do it, but I do know a chick who had a dude in prison, and yeah, she tried to. There's a way around it, but yeah, you can. It's not nudes, but you can.
Yeah, like I
You
heard
can.
back in the 90s, they said like Lil Kim's poster was big in jail. The one
Oh,
with
really?
she had her legs. What's the one where she had her legs spread?
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yes,
I mean, I remember it was one like that, but Little Kim was never my type. But no. So it's a horrible place. It's a horrible place, whether you pay for protection or not, or you don't have to. It's still a horrible place because of the food.
Mm-hmm.
Everything just no, fuck that. All right, let me play this.
Oh, and I heard the inmates are the ones cooking the food, so they can be doing.
Oh
anything
yeah,
to
that
the
part is
food.
true. Yeah,
That's crazy.
that part is true. Like they have quote unquote chefs there to guide them, but like they're there and they're peeling potatoes and stuff.
Yeah, and they probably doing stuff to the food because they probably don't get along with other inmates, and they're probably just doing whatever.
I don't know because they don't control who gets the food.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Like it comes from a thing that they just slop on plates, and they don't know which one gets slopped on.
JC, you be having my chest hurting so bad. You're hilarious.
All right, so this one is a Karen. Let's take a listen.
No.
Settle down. Settle down.
No.
You're sitting standing, you have sunglasses on, you have nobody knows who you are and what you're doing. Go away. This is a government property. You're not supposed to be
The
here
address is
filming
6360
anything.
Broad Street. I have a customer and her name customer who's videotaping the post office and customers with sunglasses on and a gator on his face. Suspicious, and he's in there videotaping everybody. Yes, it's the post office. He's
Yeah, go ahead, you can go
videotaping
for it.
my customers while they're in here trying to conduct business with sunglasses on, and he's video recording me with a gator on his face so you can't see him.
Can't see me. You could see my whole face.
He
What are
has
you talking
sunglasses
about?
on too, and he's video recording
See my whole
customers,
face.
their own privacy. Oh no, he's just standing there because he's videotaping everything. So of course he's not going to be disorderly and put himself on blast. No, you can leave my building. Thank you.
I'm sorry?
You can leave my building.
Well, calm down, first of
No.
all. Just
No.
settle down.
No.
Settle down.
No.
Settle down. Settle down.
No.
You're sitting standing, you have sunglasses on, you have nobody knows who you are.
Thoughts?
I can't stand people like that who's like, get out my building. You're on my floor. Get off my property. Excuse me, but this is public property. You have no right. I have just as much right to be here than anybody in here. And who are you to tell me to get out with sunglasses on? I can wear sunglasses if I want. It's a free country. I can wear whatever I want. It's ridiculous. These Karens are getting out of control. They're just starting trouble for no reason.
I agree partially. I agree with that partially. But the part I don't agree with is why are you there filming people at the post office? You are a creep, you are weird, and you're doing this because you know that stuff like that is very unnerving. Just so you can get your 15 seconds of fame. People are doing anything for viral video moments, and including, just standing around post office, looking annoying. That is annoying. No matter where you work, you don't want some jackass just standing there in the corner, filming everybody.
Well,
that's creepy.
Well, we don't know if he felt threatened by these Karens So that's why he pulled his phone out. We don't know what happened before the phone got pulled out.
Well, okay, granted. But I think that he's one of these people that just like poking at people. Just like the girl on the first video, I think that he's poking at people. You know, like some people like to do this. They like to be as annoying as legally possible. Meaning, I'm going to annoy some people today, and then I'm going to record their reaction to being annoyed. Because, you know, normal people go to the post office and then they leave. And that's it.
Right. But what I'm getting from this whole scene, he went in the post office with those shades that they don't like on. Got in the
Old
line.
woman had shades on too.
But she didn't you hear? Can you play it again? She was like, we can't see his face. We don't know what he looked like. We don't know who he is. That was those white girls' problem. They could not see his face and they felt threatened. A typical Karen thing. His shades was too big and too dark and they felt threatened. So they told him to leave, take the sunglasses off or leave. So he's like, oh, this is crazy. This is a Karen moment. Let me pull my phone out just in case something happens. So he pulls his phone out and he starts recording. And she's already on the phone with the cops by the time he pulls the phone out. So she's like, yeah, he's in there recording and he has shades on and we can't see his face. That's the vibes I got from it.
I'll play it again.
I know Karens, and that definitely seemed to be them poking at him for having shades on.
I'll play it again.
Okay.
You got to bring it up.
Oh, sorry. Coming.
Oh, you can leave my building. Thank you.
I'm sorry?
You can leave my building.
Well, calm down. First of
No.
all. Just
No.
settle down.
No.
Settle down.
No.
Settle down. Settle down.
No.
You're sitting standing, you have sunglasses on, you have nobody knows who you are and what you're doing. Go away. This is a government property. You're not supposed to be
The
here
address is
filming
6360
anything.
Broad Street. I have a customer and her 9 customer who's videotaping the post office and customers with sunglasses on and a gator on his face. Suspicious, and he's in there videotaping everybody. Yes, it's the post office.
He's suspicious. He looks suspicious.
My customers, while they're in here trying to conduct business with sunglasses on, and he's video recording me with a gator on his face so you can't see him.
Can't see me. You could see my whole face.
He
What are
has
you talking
sunglasses
about?
on too, and he's video recording
See my whole
customers,
face.
their own privacy. Oh no, he's just in there because he's videotaping everything. So of course he's not going to be disorderly and put himself on blast. No, you can leave my building. Thank you.
I'm sorry?
You can leave my building.
Well, calm down.
Their problem is he's in that building with them shades on and they feel threatened. So they call the cops because he looks suspicious. But if you know, that's me. That's what I think.
Okay, no, I see. You gotta. There are white boys that do stuff like that. They go around doing stuff to aggravate people, and then film the reaction of the aggravated people. Just like that girl with the dress on the first video.
Oh yeah,
So-
she clout. I saw her whole
Yeah,
page.
so
her whole
this is their form of that. This is their form of clout thing. Now he don't have titties, so he has to do something. He can just look intimidating. Listen, you should not be in the post office standing around. That's weird. Don't be weird.
So you
Why
don't
are
think he went to the post office to handle post office business like everybody
No.
else? And his
No.
parents don't like the fact that he looks suspicious with those shades on? Like, come on.
No. If he would have went there and say, "Let me buy a book of stamps" or something like that, then he'll be in and out. No, he's standing around. Glasses are not. You don't want people standing around, especially women. You don't want people standing around your shit. So you go to the hairdresser, right? What if there was a man there just standing there staring?
That's different because the hairdresser is usually all women. And it's a suspicious man just staring. That's different. But a post office is a public place where everybody, man and woman, comes in and handles their business. And it just sounds to me, see, I know a lot of Karens. I see them everywhere. And this is what these older, middle-aged white women do. They if they feel like they can't see you or you have something on they don't like, they start attacking. This is what they do. This is, I'm just telling you how I feel. I see a lot of Karens and I watch a lot of Karen videos, and that's why he pulled his phone out, because he felt threatened, and just in case something happened or they tried to lie on him, he had it on film, on camera. So that's my take on it.
All right. Got one last one for today.
Okay.
Hold on, let me cue it up. But yeah, we agree to disagree on this one.
Yeah. That's the only one we disagreed on. So
That's fine.
not too bad.
No. All right. So
One out of like 8. Not bad. All right. Let's see how we feel about this one.
So that Mr. Kim Larson is Keora's biological father? All right. This is very interesting.
A mess.
Very. Yeah. I'm being kind to say interesting, because I feel like, Mr. Larson, you do understand you're dating a young woman that's younger than your daughter.
Plenty of them. I'm not the only one.
I believe you. Listening to this whole MO, I believe you. And you sitting up, perched up, Mr. Larson, for a young girl who's looking for a man to take care of them, and you offering it all up and they taking it.
Laugh now, cry later.
Laugh now, cry later.
That's what she says.
No. What I found interesting was it was laugh now, cry later. But you know, since this courtroom is all about the child,
that's just how I feel.
And you have no doubts, though, that Mr. Kim Larson is Keora's biological father? All right. This is very interesting.
A mess.
Very. Yeah. I'm being kind to say interesting, because I feel like, Mr. Larson, you do understand you're dating a young woman that's younger than your daughter.
Plenty of them. I'm not the only one.
I believe you. Listening to this whole MO, I believe you. And you sitting up, perched up, Mr. Larson, for a young girl who's looking for a man to take care of them, and you offering it all up and they taking it.
Laugh now, cry later.
Laugh now, cry later.
That's what she says.
No. What I found interesting was it was laugh now, cry later. But you know, since this courtroom is all about the child,
that's just how I.
Thoughts?
Okay, a couple of things on this one. First of
Okay.
all, how old is his daughter? Is his daughter under the age of 18? Because she said he's dating women his daughter's age. If she's over the age of 18, age doesn't matter at that point.
No, he's dating women that could be his daughter's age. So if you're a 36-year-old man and you have a child when you're 18, or that child will be 18 by the time you're 36. It is perfectly reasonable, in my opinion, for a 36-year-old man to date an 18-year-old.
Mm-hmm. I agree, because she's of age. So I
She's
don't
of
know.
legal age, exactly.
Right. So I don't understand why they are making a big deal about the age gap. As long as she's over the age of 18, it should be fine. That's number one.
Mhm.
Number two, that baby looked just like him, his twin, unless she was dating another Asian man, which we didn't know. But yeah, that was okay. Sorry.
The baby is Asian, and yeah, it is possible for her to date more than one Asian guy, but that's rare. And he has every right to make sure.
Right.
He has every right to be certain if the child is his. He is dealing with, unattractive sugar babies.
Yeah, she was very unattractive. I'm surprised he even messed with her, let alone gave her a baby. That was a surprise.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, because there's plenty of fit, feminine, friendly young Asian women who would have dealt with him.
Or not even Asian, just young women of any race that are prettier than her. He's
Right.
obviously a sugar daddy, but the judge was shaming the sugar daddy as opposed to shaming the sugar baby. Like
I know
this is two consenting adults. They both, have agreed that this is the lifestyle that they wish to lead. This
Right.
is a mutually beneficial thing,
Right.
But shame on you. She's old enough to be your daughter. Well, he's old enough to be my father. So, or her father by that
Right.
logic. But where's the finger wagging at her?
Well, the sisterhood don't work like that.
Exactly. So this is obviously a sisterhood court. Because remember, this is the same judge from the earlier one where, the woman, the mammy was in a court like, oh my Lord, my Lord,
Yeah.
this is, oh Jesus, take me, but that's
Yes.
allowed. But the man he's in contempt of court for sneezing.
Right, exactly. Make it make sense. I mean, it's sad. Most judges are sisterhood, especially even the men. I noticed, like the child support judges that are men, they still are sisterhood, part of the sisterhood because they always make the men pay all this money in child support.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like in court, the woman is always right, no matter what. That's what it seems like most of the time. Not all
Yeah.
the time, but a lot of the time.
No, I mean, well, you could tell by the outcomes of family court and the way things are, the way things go, that this is how it is. This is how it be.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. So
Sad but true. Sad but true.
yeah, the system needs to do better. Definitely.
Mhm. Are you gonna open up the panels? Because I gotta go to this other thing.
Yeah. Oh, you going somewhere else? How long should I open the panel for?
Oh, it's up to you. It's up to you.
Yeah, I'm gonna open it for a little while before you leave. Maybe somebody want to ask you a question.
Okay.
This is a quick panel, guys. So if you want to come up, hit the link. If you have any questions on any of the things, any of the short videos we watched, if you disagree with me or Game Changer, let us know. But the link is in the chat. If nobody comes up, I'm going to shut down, but I'm going to give you guys like 2 minutes to come up here. Yeah. So which one was the craziest short to you?
That is a good question. Let me just go back and look at the reel and see of the ones that we've seen. So give me a second. I gotta scroll all the way back up.
Okay.
Hold on. Okay, we have the Stencher one that Karen want to get pregnant. Jesse Lee tells off the other person. Okay. So far, the 100 condoms one.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that one. That was insane.
Oh no. Pops, Grandpa.
Oh, Grandpa with the TS.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Grandpa with the TS. Yeah.
Well, I don't really think that was crazy because I can see a lot of pops doing that. To me, that's normal for like an older person to feel that way.
I'm not saying that it's unexpected. I am saying, it was interesting, and the way he dressed and the way he looked just added to the whole experience of what happened.
Yeah, it was a good one, and I was happy to see it. Somebody standing their ground morally, like, okay, this is morally wrong. I can't do this. No matter how much you guys are about to pay me right now, I can't do this. So yeah, that was pretty good.
Yeah, I didn't like that he made it a religious thing. I will say that.
Yeah, he should have just made it a him thing. Like, listen, I don't get down like that. you guys, you're scaring me. This is not how I was raised. You know, I'd rather not take the offer instead of talking about God. Yeah.
Yeah, or the religion, because it's very likely that those people share that religion, the producers of the show.
Exactly. So it was kind of weird in a way, but it was a really good one. He stood his ground.
I'm not into touching, okay?
No touching. I won't touch you. I was paired up with Isaac. He was like, no touching. I was like, oh, this is gonna be fun.
The music will start. The boys will turn around. So,
Right.
gentlemen, let's turn. Gorgeous. And then we start walking.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 3, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then maybe let's look at the gentleman. Gentlemen, you guys can acknowledge us. Ooh, who is this? Cool.
I'm
Yes.
sorry. I'm sorry. I can't do this. I can't do it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm a man of God. I can't do this.
Oh no.
Yeah, I love those people. I pray for them. I would never do anything to hurt them or condemn them. But to dress like women, I'm not going to go along with that. It's time to stand up and be a man of God.
And he was dead serious. Look at Pop's face. He's like, oh no.
Well, look at the look on his face when he stopped and did the pose. Hold on.
I'm not into touching, okay? I'm not. Let me put that up.
Look at the hat.
I'm no
Look at
touching.
the
No
bow tie.
touching.
I was paired up with Isaac. He was like, no
Mm.
touching. I was like, oh, this is gonna be fun.
The music will start. The boys will turn around. So,
Right.
gentlemen, let's turn. Gorgeous. And then
Oh my God. Look at his face.
What the hell am I looking at?
Classic.
we
Oh
start
my
walking.
God.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 3, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then maybe let's look at the gentleman. Gentlemen, you guys can acknowledge us. Ooh, who is this? Cool.
I'm
Yes.
sorry.
Look at how he looked at her and did, or looked at him and then turned away.
Yeah, wait, do it again. Rewind it. Rewind it.
You can't rewind shorts. You can't
Sorry, I
rewind
can't
Oh, yeah.
do this. Sorry.
Gotta
I'm
watch
sorry.
this.
I'm a man of God. I can't do this.
Oh no.
Yeah, I love those people. I pray for them. I would never do anything to hurt them or condemn them. But men are not supposed to dress like women. I'm not going to go along with that. It's time to stand up and be a man of God.
He said that with his head out. He says
I
that
know.
with his head out. He's like,
He said it with his chest.
He said that. He said it with his head, like, I'm grown. This is my head. It's bald, and I'm not putting up with this crap.
I'm not into touching, okay?
You see-
I'm not-
see?
let me
Okay.
put that out front. I'm no touching. No touching.
No touching. I won't touch you. I was paired up with Isaac. He was like, no touching. I was like, oh, this is gonna be fun.
The music will start. The boys will turn around. So,
Right.
gentlemen, let's turn. Gorgeous. And then we start walking.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 3, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then maybe let's look at the gentleman. Gentlemen, you guys can acknowledge us. Ooh, who is this? Cool.
I'm
Yes.
sorry. I'm sorry. I can't do this. I can't do it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm a man of God. I can't do this.
Oh
Yeah, I love those people. I pray for them. I would never do anything to hurt them or condemn them. But men are not supposed to dress like women. I'm not going to go along with that.
They should make a meme. That's hilarious.
He's stringent. Look at his face. It's stringent. He has a stringent. His
Stringent, like-
expression is stringent.
Because that's how serious he is. He's like, ugh.
Damn.
Man.
He sound like one of more angry dads trying to talk some sense into his son or sons.
Yeah. He got the look on
Yeah.
his face like the dad from the projects, that show. The
Good
dad.
times.
Murphy one where it was called the PJ.
Good times.
Good
Oh,
times.
that show.
No, she's talking about something else. She's talking about she's talking about Good Times. Yeah. he
Talking
do.
about John Amos.
Yeah,
John,
he got that
yeah,
look.
James Evans Sr.
Yeah, he got that evil look on his face like that.
No, not evil. He's not evil. It's more of a strong. He's the strong black man, because remember Michael was going to join that gang, but then he pulled that belt out and
Yep.
Michael never joined the gang.
Yeah, those were them days.
That's the
I'm gonna get my
daddy
crew
you didn't
outside
want to
and
come
get me
home
a
to.
switch.
Yeah, that's the dad you didn't want to come home to.
No,
Oh, that's the dad you need to come home to. Some of these.
No, I'm talking about if you was a kid, you know you're gonna get your ass tore up real bad.
Oh yeah, but that's
You
the
know,
type.
but yeah, no, you need that structure.
And
And
that's
by
what
the
kept
way, that
families in
same
line back then. That's what kept the families in line, the kids in line back then.
Hey, you
Yeah.
ever feel sorry for another kid? Like, you look at their parents on parent teacher night, and you like, oh damn, your dad looked like he give harsh whippings. Like your dad looked like
only
he
if
looked
it's
like
a
a belt master.
no, if it's like a cool kid, like some, I might feel bad. Well, I guess I will, because they got fucked up parents. But if it's like a delinquent ass kid, then it's like, nah, man. It's like you need to get smacked around and shit like that because you're a goddamn nuisance to society, man. And I used to work juvie hall. I seen badass kids, man, and had to take them down too.
I have too. I did an internship at the juvenile detention center during my university days, so I know.
Yeah, I'm glad. I know you glad the intern was over with. Like, oh, I'm done with this shit. I'm done.
No, it wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad. I didn't have to interact with the kids or anything like that. I just had to sit back, watch what happens, and learn something.
Oh, my bad. I'm sorry. Yeah, because I'm quite. Yeah, you didn't have to do no takedowns and shit. So yeah, that's cool. You just be in the cut and observe and shit. So yeah, that's cool. But yeah, man, I had to take kids down. Man, I dealt with kids done broke out of the joint. Kids that done you know what I'm saying? They did like some bad crime stuff, like deleted a lady and then performed certain acts on her
Oh my
of a
god.
sexual nature and stuff like it. I'm telling you, I done seen some stuff, man. Kids act like they possessed, like demonic, crazy kid, man. I've seen it. I've seen it, man.
Where you from?
From South Texas originally, Corpus Christi, down there, where the Selena lady is from, the singer.
That's horrible.
Yeah, I can say more stuff, but I'm gonna try to keep it PG, and I don't want to let a part of me come out that don't need to be online. So, 'cause I got my own, I got my own personal views on some stuff, so I ain't gonna say that. I got to put that on Patreon. No, I'm playing.
Yeah. No, seriously.
Yeah, but I've seen it, man. But if y'all mind, I wanted to chime in on some of that stuff. I know y'all was excuse me, that part where the lady was in the court. I think first off the rip, like I said, I try to put in the chat that sisterhood, man. Like they always they gonna form together like Voltron, even if it's for some BS stuff. And like I said, that shaming that dude for being with young women. They shouldn't be doing that stuff because if it was the other way around, they'd be like, "Yeah, girl, you got you a young tender, tenderoni." I've heard women in my family saying stuff like that, but if you do it's bad, and I really wish that damn heifer would have been put in contempt of court. You need to stop your little shenanigan stuff, always saying ad-libbing when the judge is talking. You need to shut up and let the judge do it. I can't stand that crap, man. Because if a dude was saying that, you're like, "Sir, you need to be quiet, sir." So like, just don't. Everybody needs to just be quiet. Let the judge do what she need to do, whatever gender the judge is, he, she, whatever. And that thing about that scared shit for that kid, that little kid deserve all that, man. I'm tired. I've seen little punks like that. I'm glad that Crip rolled up on him, and make that boy do all them oranges and stuff. These kids need to learn, man. Either somebody gonna get on them. Or they gonna be laying down looking like him and Swiss cheese, you know what I'm saying? And wondering, man, I should have listened. No, nigga, you gotta go now. You should have listened. You should have been listening to what folks trying to tell you. Listen to your mom and dad, and take that scare straight to heart. You know what I'm saying? Shit, that's what I believe. Cause I'm telling you, I'm like that dude on that what's that movie? I got some brotherhood, Black Fist, but sometimes I'm like that cop on Boys in the Hood. He's like, you should have got him. Yeah, should have got that little bastard.
When
got him. That one he was talking to Lawrence Fishburne. He was like, "Man, you wouldn't understand, brother." He said, "Yeah, you should have got him." Y'all feel like that sometimes. They should have got him caught. All stuff I done seen. Some of our people just don't want to act right, man. But y'all wanted to say that, and another thing about the prison stuff. I know I'm getting long-winded. Chat probably saying something, but that thing about the Tekashi or whatever, like you talking about doing crime. Like, look, man, I ain't did nothing either. I ain't doing no 20, 30 years, nigga. I'm singing. I'm telling people, I'm dropping names, talking to Fed. I ain't doing that time. You know, and if I did something, you know, I gotta eat it. You know what I'm saying? But like, you know, that's why, like I said, if you don't want to play the game and win them prizes, like Tommy someone said, you get stupid prizes, don't play that game. Stay out of that stuff, man. Stay out of it. And I'm gonna land my plane right there. Y'all go ahead, man. I'll be in the cut.
No, but you're right. Oh, what's GC playing? Is this the orange kid?
Okay, so yeah, this is the orange kid. Look at him, right? Thick glasses on and everything. And he 13 and niggas committing arson, claiming to be blood and all kind of crap. Watch what happened to him.
Hi, you waving?
And the other boys are boys his age. So he's small for his age.
Say what?
Wait, hold on. Nah. Telling me that one is.
Oh, I didn't know this already had commentary. I'll find another one. Because I didn't want to watch it with the commentary.
Why are you looking for that? Hustler and muscular. What is on your mind?
What's up, Melody? Game changer.
Salute.
What's going on?
I mean, I kind of spoke my piece on that last video. That was just crazy. You're gonna have that man, and I'm pretty sure those are just men in drags. That's just crazy. So I understand where he was coming from. He's a man of God. He doesn't believe men should be dressing like women. I agree with that 100%, but that's what they're pushing for. It's like a big conspiracy to try to feminize men, but then they complain about lack of masculinity. You can't complain about something lacking when you're the one that's pushing it away and pushing for a whole new agenda that's going to put men at a disadvantage. You know, it doesn't make any sense. And I swear that man, like I said, he sound like one of the old angry dads trying to put your ass in your place if you cut out a line. Get an F on your report card. That's the face you got to look at. You get suspended from school. Oh boy, I feel bad for you. This man, your father. That was just crazy.
I was kind of father, like, out of all the TV dads, I like Carl Winslow.
Carl Winslow?
Yeah,
I like him too.
A nice guy. Like, he's upset. He gets upset, but he'll have a talk with you.
Yeah.
He's
as long as Steve Urkel ain't around.
Yeah, but he just seems real cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a good TV dad. Who else was a good TV dad? I'm a little rusty with my 90s sitcoms.
Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, but he's
Uncle Phil. That doesn't count. He was a father. He was Will's uncle, technically. So I don't know if he counts, but he might count.
He was kind of like a father figure, though, because you remember in the show, Will's father really didn't want nothing to do with him. So he treated him like he was one of his own, though.
Bruh, to this day, when I watch that episode, it still pisses me off, but at the same time makes me cry. And that was 30. I'm saying it's 30 years later. Shit.
Yeah, that was real though. I saw that episode. You remember that episode where he was like, "Man, why you don't love me, man? Why he don't love me?" And then Uncle Phil gave him a hug. I felt that, man.
Yeah,
that was some real shit. Because I know, because my own biological father, he really didn't want to have too much to do with me, and he actually passed a couple years ago. You know what I'm saying?
Damn, sorry to hear that.
Yeah, it's all right, man. Appreciate it. But I tried to meet him halfway. I caught him here and there, you know, but he didn't want to meet me all the way though, man. Now we were supposed to go see some relatives on his side over in another part of Texas, and we never did. He just flaked out and some other shit, man. And like, I mean, we went to go out to eat like once a blue moon. I wanted to learn more about my family and do like family gathering type of stuff, but we just never did that, man. But I got a stepbrother. We cool. You know, we don't hang out a lot, but we cool. We talk on like Facebook, and I'm proud of him. You know, but then I got another brother. He act like he's stuck up, you know, and don't want to really have nothing to do. I think he look at me like I'm a bastard or something. You know what I'm saying? Excuse my French. I'm sorry, man. I'm trying to clean up, but he look at me like that. But I don't care about him. You know what I'm saying? But as long as me and the other brother, we cool. It is what it is. But I know about that from Will because I wanted to find out about stuff about my family too, but it just it is what it is. I try to meet him halfway. He didn't want to meet me the other half. It just is what it is, man.
Yes, sir. Well, at least you knew your father. Mine passed away 30 years ago. I never even knew of him, really.
Yeah, sorry to hear that, man. That's messed up, man. I'm sorry.
So
I'm real
yeah,
sorry to hear that. A lot of
so
brothers
yeah,
go
that,
like that, man.
that episode made me cringe and made me cry, and made me upset all at the same time. I'm saying that 30 years after that season came out.
Yeah.
I don't know what episode you're talking about because they play repeats now.
It's the episode where Will's father comes back into his life, tries to be a part of his life, but then something comes up and he got to leave Will behind after Will packed his clothes ready to go back to Philly with his father. It was messed up.
Oh, that's sad.
Yeah.
I would have wanted to
It-
stay right there with Uncle Phil. I love Uncle Phil. He's good.
You know, I wanted to say something else too, real quick before you play the video, if you don't mind. I know people, some people was talking about that what's the name Carl Winslow. I think his name is Reginald Bill Johnson. Excuse me. And some people were saying something about his lifestyle. I think I heard somewhere they were trying to say he was like LGBT or something like that. I said I'm gonna just say this though, and I believe it. I don't care what his preference is, if he is or not. I really think on TV that he presented himself as a good father figure, man. You know what I'm saying? Some people be like, "Oh, he was simping or whatever." I said, "Look, you got your opinion on that, but that brother was a clean cut guy. He's a brother that got up, went to work every day. He was blue collar. You know what I'm saying? He taught his kids positive things. And I remember episodes where he went in to go help his kids, man. Like that time when Eddie was down there at that pool hall, them pool sharks, and his father went down there to get him up out of them. You know what I'm saying? Like stuff like that, being there for his kids, man. And I thought he was an excellent role model and an excellent black man. I don't care what his sexual preference is in real life. He was a good example. I wanted to say that.
I'm sorry for him. See, I want to see
Oh
him.
my God. This reminds me of basic training when I was in the military 10 years ago. I had to go through the same stuff. They the fucking drill instructors yelling and cussing at you every day. That's what that reminds me of.
Did you cry or did you hold it together?
Fuck no. I was pissed as hell. I held it together like, fuck this shit. I'm going to shut these drill sergeants the fuck up. Yell at me again, I'm going to go off on your ass. That's the mindset I had.
But you couldn't go off.
Watch what this kid do. See if he go off. Well, hold on.
Wait, I want to see him being bad first, so I won't feel bad. Show me him being bad in the beginning.
They don't say they don't say what he do. Well, I can't find the part where he's on the school bus talking hard.
I don't think they show that.
No,
they don't be showing that part.
They showed him on the school bus talking tough, and then they showed that he was there for arson and gang affiliation. So now they domestic violence, and this dude is in jail with a pink Tweety Bird shirt on.
Yeah. Oh, damn. He got a Tweety Bird shirt on.
Yeah.
That's hardcore for you.
Wow.
Again, that was me at basic training 10 years ago with them drill instructors. I want to go Super Saiyan on they monkey asses with all the shit they put me through, or put us through, because I wasn't the only one that went through
You
it.
have a Tweety Bird shirt on. You said that was you 10 years ago? Why do you have a Tweety Bird shirt on?
I wasn't wearing that shit. You know what I'm talking about.
I know what you mean, man.
I was in full military gear, damn it. Come on, game changer.
That sucks. That really sucks, yo. Damn.
Yeah, so needless to say, he ain't about that. Who's that with who on the bus?
Is that you, Chris? I don't know. I don't even hear. I can't even
You
hear
gotta
him.
mute him.
Let me mute him. Okay. Oh, it's muted.
Well, then that's Hustler. That's Hustler, right?
He's muted too. I don't hear anything. I don't hear anything.
Y'all don't hear that?
No.
Maybe that's me. All right, hold on. Oh, my bad. So I was watching on Facebook and it went to the next thing.
Oh,
So,
I'm wondering. I'm like, what's
that was
going on?
that was like a bus scene. But
Yeah.
no, it was an airplane scene, my bad, where apparently a woman was what was she doing? She was hiding in the luggage compartment so she could propose or something. I don't know. But that's what was going on. But yeah, so he realized that he's not about that life.
Yeah, I was just not. I didn't think that was funny. I was kind of sad for the little boy. He was screaming out, "I'm not a blood. I'm not a blood." He had a Tweety Bird shirt on. He looked
Yeah.
12. You know, he looked like a little boy.
He is a little boy.
I didn't know which was worse. I didn't know which was worse. The fact that he had a pink shirt on or the fact that he had a pink shirt on with fucking Tweety Bird in the center. Really? Really?
The way you just said that, though. Poor
But
kid.
I'm saying, like, you know, it kept him off the streets. He was going down a wrong path, and they sent him on a better path.
Yeah, I guess. But I want to see, like, where are these kids now? Like, I want to see how he feel about that because it's still up. So it's kind of embarrassing.
I think they do make that. They do have a, I don't know, they should call it an after Scared Straight or something like that, post Scared Straight, where they show what they've been doing. I think they have a series like that.
Yeah, they
Do
did
they?
that. They did that on him, and he cleaned up. He cleaned up real quick. You know.
Well, at least these inmates are doing something for the community.
Well, I mean, not for himself. Like his grandma was saying, you know, he's behaved now, and she was saying thank you to the people, to the Scared Straight people.
Oh, that's good. So his grandmother raised him.
Yeah, it looks like he was being raised by his grandma.
It seems like a lot of kids that was raised by their grandmothers are the worst.
Correction. Kids raised in mostly female households tend to be the worst, from what I'm understanding.
Well, that too. But kids that didn't have their parents, they are the worst. But hey, Big Kev 9539, what's on your mind?
Yeah, man. It's always good, you know, to see people be able to turn themselves around. Hey, how's it going, everybody?
Hey, what's up?
I wanted to try to hop on a Green Gorilla channel about panel, but obviously, you know, he's occupied, you know, talking and whatnot, and it got me to thinking, you know, when a lot of us talk about this idea of, you know, we gotta think like as a collective and whatnot. And what I was saying with Mr. Z is like the problem when we talk about these ideas of collective, and even the Funky Academic talked about this, you know, this problematic issue is that it's not the fact that it's not so much the grouping together that's the problem. It's much so it's the fact that when we talk about this idea of collectivism, it always devolves into groupthink. And the problem with the groupthink is that it doesn't work. Okay. What happens is that most of the time, most of the people who promote, you know, collective this and we got to do collective do that, these are people, to use a sports analogy, these are people that are basically bench warmers, you know, like they want other people to do the work for them. And then you have a few people that have like that have a very grandiose idea of self, you know what I mean? And where they become like borderline narcissistic because they believe that they're the great savior of the quote unquote race. And that's the reason why most of these ideas on quote unquote being collective fail miserably. I think to have a realistic perspective, it's like you got to be able to work together with people, but you also got to give them the grace and the space to be able to think for themselves. And I think when you have that approach, when people do become leaders, it's much more organic as opposed to just kind of just funneling people through, you know, an ideology. Because I think, you know, especially when we talk about things like, you know, like the youth crime and whatnot, we keep looking for this like magical silver bullet, and it's like there's no silver bullet here. You know, this is a link sheet, or AKA death by 1,000 cuts. So expecting all these problems to magically go away if we just do one thing, it's like, I'm sorry, but that's not going to happen. You know, you got to take many, like 1,000 small steps in the right direction, as opposed to relying on like one giant leap, you know? So.
Game changer? Game changer?
Okay, he's probably just muted, you know.
No, I was listening. I was also looking for the grandma scene with the boy and his grandma. But what was he saying?
Oh, you didn't hear what he said?
I didn't hear the last part.
Yeah, I just said how when we talk this idea about being collective, it's like we keep expecting this like silver bullet. We talk about collectivism as if it's like a silver bullet to all of our problems, and it's like there's no silver bullet. It's more like death by 1,000 cuts. So if you're gonna
Yeah, I mean
work
it's
together, yeah,
no.
if
My
you're
bad.
gonna
Go for it.
work together with other people, you also have to give them the space to be able to think for themselves. You can't be expecting everybody to think the same, eat the same, shit the same, walk the same, talk the same. You know what I mean? Like that's unrealistic and low key delusional.
I agree. I mean, any society works where people find their role and they find comfort in that role. So it's much more than just coming together, because we as Black people, we could come together, but when we start to divvy out tasks, then that's when things get, like if we were to come together and say, to sail a ship, everybody would want to be the captain and nobody would want to say mop the floors. Now granted, I get that you don't, but somebody has to do it. Like
Right,
somebody has
exactly. That everybody either wants to be the captain or just a passenger, just along for the ride. And that's
right.
why it doesn't work. Versus saying like, hey, you got to be like which is why I noticed like a lot of these people that come out of these, and I'm not taking shots at Green Gorilla himself, he's cool, but it's like most of these people that talk about, repeat these like Afrocentric talking points. It's like most of these people have never played any type of team sport, so that's the reason why the concept goes over their head. Because if you play team sports, basketball, football, etc., you would know like, hey, everybody can't be the star quarterback, everybody can't be the star wide receiver, but like you said, everybody has a role to play. Like you got to
Exactly.
be able to play your role. People keep trying to look for either to ride the bench or to be the team captain and try to get all the glory. It's like, nah, it's not going to work like that. Like to put it another way, for people in chat that are like NFL fans, I'm like, if you notice, all the franchises that are consistently losing year after year, that are just consistent bottom of the barrel, they all have the same problem of trying to look at their quarterback as the quote unquote savior of their franchise. Whereas if you look at all the teams that are winning consistently, like the Patriots before Tom Brady left, or the Chiefs with Patrick Mahomes right now, or even the Eagles right now, if you notice, they use their quarterback as like a boost, but he's not like the end all be all of the team. Like he's not the only star player. You know what I mean? Like he might be the team captain, but he's not the only star player. So when you have that type of approach, it's like people are better able to work together. Whereas if you're just, trying to just perform this like Borg hive mind, I'm like, I'm sorry, but that's actually can be easily snuffed out. You know what I mean? In fact, that's part of the reason why so much of the propaganda that we are given runs so deep, is because we're so busy trying to be quote unquote a collective that we don't question any of the propaganda that we're given.
Yeah.
And
So
we try to force somebody into thinking into like, one ideology here or one ideology there.
yeah, I agree. I mean, it's too many ball hogs, so it makes it very difficult for us to work, in a cohesive manner, and have proper division of task and a proper chain of command. I agree. Hey, Melody, thanks for having me. I greatly appreciate it. Melody,
Yeah,
you there?
thanks for coming. It's almost 3-hour marks. Let's just give final thoughts.
Okay.
And then we'll go. Let's start with you, Christy. What are your final thoughts?
Excuse me, can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I had to try to change all this stuff. I just want to say, thank you for letting me get on the panel. And I think y'all did a good show. I like the name, the Check Man. I think that's a good idea. And like I said, just thank you for letting me come up here and comment. And y'all take care. Y'all have a good night. I'm out. And nice to meet everybody that came up here. Y'all have a good night too in the chat.
Yep. Nice to meet
Good
you,
night.
Chris. Bye.
Thanks, Chris.
Thanks. Big Kev 9539. What are your final thoughts?
Yeah, man, it's like when it comes to like cutting down on this like when people talk about the crime and stuff like that, really it's based off of three factors: poverty, drug abuse, and gang affiliation. So the less of those that you have, the lower the likelihood is of a crime. I mean, there's a reason why people don't talk about quote unquote black on black crime when it comes to middle class and upper class so-called black neighborhoods, because everybody has to go to work in the morning. You know what I mean? So if you understand that, you will understand like the best way to lower the crime or reduce the possibility of crime is to promote upward mobility and job growth, promote obviously, you know, responsible gun ownership, and promote like sobriety and just staying away from hard drugs. You know, obviously, you know, weed and a little bit of shrooms are fine, but you know, stay away from like abusing alcohol and stuff. So I think if much more people were a lot less inebriated, and if they well, oh, that's another thing I forgot too. When it comes to like the gangs, you know, understand that you don't have to join a gang to try to prove your manhood. You know, especially if you're somebody like me who's actually talked to quote unquote OGs, like they'll be the first one to tell you like you don't got to be in the streets to prove that, you know, to prove your manhood. So I think a lot of guys gotta realize that they don't need the gang life, you know, to prove their manhood. And yeah, so that's just the main things, you know. Get people to stay out of violent street gangs. Give people, you know, something productive to do with their time, and then, you know, tell them to encourage them to stay away from hard drugs, stay away from, you know, popping mollies and smoking crack and doing meth and crazy shit like that. You know, just a little bit of weed and shrooms. You know, you don't got to overdo it. Just weed and a little bit of psychedelic shrooms every now and then. You know, maybe a little bit of alcohol, but don't overdo it. You know, so yeah.
Thank you. Thanks for that. Thanks for coming. I appreciate you.
Yep, you too. Thank you.
All right, good night. Thank you. And then Game Changer.
Yeah, Melody, you know, once again, I greatly appreciate you. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for
And
coming.
yeah, it was a great show. I really enjoy doing these shorts. And yeah.
Me too. Yeah, hopefully next time. I don't know if other people were live. I don't know what's going on, but I mean, I did enjoy the people that came. We had some support.
Yeah, it was a lot of people live.
That's what it was. I knew it was something. I'm like, wait, hold up. But yeah, so I'm not shadow banned then.
No, I don't think it's that. I think you just had a lot of people live at the same time as you. I noticed that when I was playing the shorts, it just had like a bunch of red broadcasting things going on. So yeah.
Okay, makes sense. Well, hopefully next time we'll choose a time and a day where nobody's live or just like a couple of people are live. But I really do appreciate you coming. Thanks a lot. I love our checkmate. I think that's cool too. Shout out to Killer Swag. Of course, he helped me with that hashtag. He also helped me with the thumbnail, so shout out to him. And yeah. We will talk to you guys next time on Checkmate. Peace.
Peace.
Peace.